It's usually iced tea mixed with some alcohol.
We're gonna end the year with the tongue. Somebody call the wife.
Fucking.
Denise!
It's out. It's out again.
It's out again.
Sorry, there's gonna be some.
His
adjustment.
tongue. His tongue. It escaped.
It escaped. Wrangle it back in.
That's the mechanic in Theros.
Bring it back to the prison that is his mouth.
Now I want fan art of. I want fan art of Denise being a zookeeper with like a big
My
net.
chair in a bullwhip. Get back, you
and,
beast.
That works too. That works too. I was thinking the tongue was running away, and Denise is trying to net it. Like
No,
I didn't.
Man, come to think of it though, why do lion keepers use chairs as weapons against lions? Are lions
Surely-
particularly weak against chairs?
Yeah,
Isn't that
this
just
is an
a circus
established
thing?
fact.
Really?
It's a creature with 4 legs that it can't dominate. So naturally,
This chair
it's
isn't afraid
the
of me.
chair. Yeah.
Oh god.
Isn't that just a carny thing?
Yeah, it's probably a carny
Like
thing.
using
It might
chairs
be
or
just-
stools.
It might actually be a stereotype. I don't.
Yeah.
A stereotype
It might not
against
be real.
lions.
Dude, I'm just thinking like maybe like the ringleader only has a chair in the ring to use, and he's like one day he's like, oh fuck, I need to. It's like, and he grabs the chair, and everyone's like, oh, iconic.
What I'm wondering is, like, in modern times, do they use a monoblock instead?
Oh,
or a gamer
efficiency?
chair.
No,
Dude,
gamer chair would be too
RGB.
heavy.
Lab. Yeah.
dude.
I like this idea of a lion walking into an IKEA, and they're like,
A chair.
God, he's back.
Oh no!
there's
My
hundreds of them.
Our favorite customer. He's bought so
my
many
arch
chairs.
nemesis has a new weapon: lumbar support.
It freaks out like how a cat sees a cucumber.
Yeah, dude. But for
Really?
lions, it's
Cat
chairs.
freaks
Yeah.
out with cucumber.
Yeah, dude.
Why?
Haven't you seen those videos of
Weird.
cats freaking out the cucumbers?
What?
Yeah.
Have you
Cheese or
missed this?
something.
This was a huge thing.
I guess
this was a
so.
huge meme thing back in the
Or,
day.
or maybe I can't remember it. I don't know.
It's a thing where they sneak up and then they put a cucumber behind the cat, and when they look behind, the cat just really jumps out of its skin.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can't understand the shape of it. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
Oh no!
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's what. So lions and chairs are the same.
It's
Are
just
similar.
fucking-
Similar.
It cowers in
guess
fear
so.
at the sight of IKEA's chairs.
Dude,
Yeah,
what would
dude.
happen if a lion saw like a gorilla-sized cucumber?
A
Would that
gorilla-sized
fucking freak him
cucumber.
out?
Gorilla-sized.
Gorilla
dude.
size cucumber.
Wait. Do you mean that the cucumber is the size of a gorilla, or it's a
Yeah.
cucumber the size for a gorilla?
Wait,
No,
that
it's
doesn't
a
make
gorilla-sized
sense.
Cucumber. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
The
to me.
second one
Really?
is just a regular cucumber.
No, but like
Yeah,
a like
no, they're
like-
right. They're right.
No, like a slightly larger cucumber for a gorilla, like a cucumber-sized gorilla.
Why does the
Like, this
cucumber have to
is good enough
conform
for a
to the gorilla?
No, but that's what I was confused about, right?
Of course, it's a
Sure.
gorilla-sized
Mm.
cucumber. So it is like a cucumber-sized, like a 6-foot cucumber.
Like a
No,
6-foot cucumber.
I'll back up,
Yeah.
Emile.
Dude,
Emile.
sure.
Yeah, the cucumber
Balance it
must
out.
shape its atoms and molecules to
To
fit
the gorilla.
the bearer of the cucumber.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Fucking match
This
shift.
cucumber is for the gorilla.
Here's a cucumber for scale. But don't
Cucumber is
worry,
like, oh shit, who's eating me today? A little rat? Oh, I gotta be
it'll
small.
shrink to like the size of its
Yes,
paw
yes.
or some shit.
A fucking gorilla. All right, time to get big.
No, yeah. Raffy understands
time
me.
To,
yeah.
time to errata Bruce Lee's famous line: "Be formless like cucumber."
Yeah.
Flow like cucumber.
Yeah.
Adjust
Be
your
formless
size to your
like a
consumer.
cucumber.
And that, welcome to episode 77 of The Good Trades, where we contemplate the size and mass shifting of vegetables on this show.
Is that the episode title?
It's the perfect opening for the last
Be
episode of the
formless,
year.
like cucumbers. Cucumbers can form or it can crash.
That's great.
That's pretty darn good.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, we did a big commander thingy last time, but we're back in the business of the regular audio show where we'll most likely talk about cardboard anyway. And with me today is the Emilio Tanglao, who, if you're watching the video version of this, is smoking up a storm with the Vape Nash. How you doing, Emile?
Hello, Big Vape Nation. I also have an Irish coffee right now, so I'm
Hey.
not sure if it's going to make me drunk or very awake. Or probably both.
How drunk and
Irish
awake
coffee.
you think it's gonna make you?
I don't know.
No. All right. Then up next is the man who does the Bruce Lee impressions. Is the Mig Samson.
I'm drinking coffee, like normal coffee.
Classic
So
Bruce
maybe
Lee.
So maybe I'm gonna be awake. I
Be
don't
formless
know.
like
Let's see.
coffee.
Classic. The
Yeah,
famous line of Bruce Lee. I'm drinking normal coffee.
Normal
Yeah.
coffee.
I can't count how many times Mig Samson, during my interaction with him and knowing him, how many times I've heard him go, "Oh." just randomly throughout the day. He's
Just
in
doing
the corner.
martial
Doing
law
martial law.
impressions.
Oh, actually, do you know, Raffy, that the voice behind martial law was none other than Harada himself?
No, that's a
Yeah,
lie.
dude. He was
No.
doing no. He was doing voiceovers for martial law and I think Jack Yata or Heihachi on
Is
Tekken
that-
2.
Is that
Yeah,
a real
it's
thing
really
for real?
Oh, if it's
It's
an
a
older
real
game like
thing.
Tekken 2, I can believe that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tekken 2 was
Tekken 2 I
jank
can
as fuck.
believe.
Tekken 2 had moon jumps. Don't forget.
Doesn't sound like Tekken
God.
2. Not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
new
Tekken
one.
2.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not the new
Copy.
ones, of course.
Gotcha.
Of course, not the new ones, right?
And
And
I mean,
yo, finish your thought.
oh yeah. I mean, like maybe. That's all I was gonna say.
God damn it!
Okay.
All right,
Yes,
and
and-
the third member of the brigade, the one who we adopted like a lost kitty cat, who just wandered into your house and now owns you, is Raffy Graffiti, the tongue master himself, the tongue monster.
Oh wait,
Why?
I gotta check the size of this audience. If they're if they're a small one or a big one, so I'll
Like a cucumber.
adjust my size. Yeah, like a cucumber.
Mhm,
Are you
mhm.
are you big
Wait,
out there? Are you
if
big?
if the tongue is the lion, shouldn't you be afraid of the cucumbers
I can't keep track of this
or
analogy.
chairs?
Yeah, this analogy is getting like out of hand.
getting-
Most of which probably won't even make it to the final show. And finally, last but not least, is
I
me,
saw that, Raffy.
the host man for this episode,
Hey.
Migoy Mendoza. What's going on? Something,
king.
Cybertron robots, king of names.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense. But yeah, episode 77,
King of
guys. How you
names.
doing?
What's
How
up?
you doing?
What's
We
up?
good?
All
How
right,
you
so
doing?
we haven't had this segment in a while, but we got reader mail.
Yeah.
Bing bang boom.
Yes.
Bing, bing.
Shop Rizal is losing sleep once again.
I it might not be that. We did clamor about it and he listened. So
No, yeah.
thank you for the question, man. So his first
Thank you for
question
the
for
question.
tonight is, what's the worst game glitch you've still remembered up to this day?
The worst
Hmm.
game glitch.
Yeah, what's like the most nonsense? I actually have to think about this one. I've seen a lot.
Yeah, you're the king of game
You
glitch.
see, yeah.
I'm the
you've
king of
seen a lot
names. Not
No,
the king
yeah.
of
The king
games.
of names. First of his kings.
Last of his names.
Oh. Man, as far as fucking game glitches though, like I don't encounter them as much as Migoy does, but
It's not
what
like
do
I
you
do it
call
by
it?
choice.
No, yeah. It's just your superpower. It's just your stand to attract glitches. But probably like if we're talking just straight up memorable, the thing that's probably most memorable for me is missing number from the
Ooh.
old like red and blue Pokemon games, right?
Oh,
Specifically, it's a really good memory and a really bad memory for me because I was a dumb child, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I did it, I tried to catch missing
Of
number
course you did.
and ended up corrupting my save file, right?
no.
So that was
Oh,
the
no.
bad experience. But then the good experience was after learning through my mistakes about how missing number works and how I can like mess with them to my advantage, multiplying the sixth
Master Ball.
inventory spot in my inventory, I can multiply whatever's in the sixth spot. I was like, yo, what about I do that with rare candy? And then I became the Pokemon trainer in my school. Like, my friends would trade their Pokemon to me. I would tell them, I'll level it up, man. No worries. Don't worry. Then I will trade it back the next day, max level, but all through rare candy. And they're like, how'd you level it up that fast? I'll never tell.
And then they
Yeah.
started
Trade
looking at the
secret.
truck and then found
Yes.
found
That
the
was my
Mew.
whole hustle. Like they thought I was training it properly. They didn't know about the rare candy trick.
Yun pala, they thought you were a master trainer, but you were just a cheater.
No, yeah, I was just a cheater, and I was just stuffing their Pokemon full of candy. That means none of their Pokemon
Oh,
had
God.
effort values.
Yeah, they're not strong. They're just fat.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
You were like the Charlie of the chocolate factory. Or no, you were making them that one fat kid who becomes a balloon.
After chewing the blue gum or something.
Yeah. Then gets flushed down the drain. Was that the same guy, or does he
I
just float away?
can't
I forget
remember
now.
anymore.
I do not.
Anymore. Huh.
There's so many traps in that movie. It's weird.
I swear to God, I thought the twist of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is the kids were the candy.
It could have been, right? Like it leans
No,
so heavily to
yeah.
that.
Dude, one little thing, and that movie could be about that.
Yeah.
Because the kids just go like die in very kind of gruesome ways.
Pretty much.
And we never know their fate. So it might have been that. It would have been a Soylent Green situation. I don't know.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Anyone else got
Candy.
glitches?
I think
Kids.
I think mine is personally Guile's handcuff glitch in the
Handcuff
early
glitch.
Street Fighter 2 games.
Oh, what is this?
That kind of traumatized me as a kid when I was I was very confident in playing against my cousin before the same cousin who taught me how to play Guile in Street Fighter 2, and we were in an arcade, I think in Mega Mall, like
Mhm.
way back in the 90s, and then I was watching him clearing up arcade mode, and I was watching him play Guile, and he was doing some weird shit, and then of course me being a kid, it's like, "Paano mo ginagawa yan?" And it was weird, dude. Like
sorcery.
if anyone who hasn't seen the handcuff glitch that Guile does in Street Fighter 2, it's basically
Yeah,
he
what is that?
freezes your enemy. He freezes your opponents, and they can't move anymore. And
Oh.
you're just free
Yeah.
to kind of like hit him or throw him.
Oh, yeah, that sounds bad. Yeah.
It's good because what my cousin does is that he activates the glitch when he has higher life than his opponents, and then he just times it over, and then he wins the
What
round.
the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And I was like, "Paano mo ginagawa yan?"
What a shit.
Like,
That
how
sounds
do you
like
do
big
that?
cheats. Big,
And
big
then
cheats.
all he can say to me is that trade secret. And I was like, "Fuck you!
Oh, man.
I will
See,
know. I will learn this."
Oh my god.
So
I was using my glitches in an underhanded manner, but for the benefit of my classmates. This man was taking away the money of people in the arcade.
Oh,
It's
it was
his
the
way to
arcade
win.
version too.
Yeah, it's the arcade,
And not
version
like
too.
some weird home version. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you
Shout out
got,
to my
Raph?
cousin.
Big cheats. Big
You
cheats be
know,
going around.
for some reason, my mind just goes to the most kind of devastating one
Mm-hmm.
that I've had recently, and it was just earlier this year when I was just starting streaming and we played Nier Automata, right?
Yeah.
And then I finished the game, get through the whole story. No, I think I finished a route. Was it? Like I think I finished the last route. I
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
choose the big thing, and then I defeat all the circles. I defeated all the circles by dodging the circles, and that they threw out. And then at the very last point of the game, it just turns out that I didn't save the game, even though I did, and my save file is no longer there. And yeah, I had to start all over again from start. For some reason, that's the thing that's kind of popping into my mind. I don't know if I've had any other notable glitches before that, or like
Wait, what?
earlier on in life. Earlier on in life, I wasn't super. I don't have anything. I don't have any big memory tied to a specific glitch, except that one. That was the one that kind of like the most prominent one in my head.
Wait. You saved, but it did not save.
Yeah,
Is that what I'm getting?
I saved, and then it was a big thing on stream. Like we
Yeah, he
we
got
finished it.
you got one of the major endings, right?
Right.
And then like we saw you save, and like we checked the tapes too.
Yeah.
But when you tried to load that file to get the other ending, it just wasn't there.
Just wasn't there, and I had to restart
You
it.
had to
all over
redo
again.
that fight again. Yeah.
Actually, we weren't sure. We weren't sure if it was a glitch or not. It was like more of, was I being an idiot and didn't save? And everyone was laughing, as they do. And then Martin, I think, had to go back.
No, that was me.
Yeah.
I made the clip for that.
Okay, there. They checked the replay, and I did actually save, and it just bugged out. And I think that's happened like many times when my cousin was playing MGS, or when me and my cousin were playing MGS, the original one on the PlayStation 1. That also happened. Like, you know, at the end of the game where it asks you save game, and then we did, and then we didn't. So
Okay.
we had to replay it all over again. That just happens around me, I guess.
That's happened to
Interesting.
me at least once in the annoying fashion where it's a really either tough or annoying fight that you don't want to do. And then when you save and you clearly remember saving, and then it doesn't kick in for some reason.
Yeah.
I think the only saving shenanigan that's ever happened to me is in Skyrim, where I accidentally saved it right in front of me about to get killed,
Oh no.
and it just infinitely looped me getting killed whenever it reloaded
No.
the save.
Is that hell?
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, dude.
That's how to
happens.
save horror stories.
That even happens even like in modern Bethesda games.
Yeah.
Even in Fallout 4, that can happen. It can save right
It's
before like
Especially
You're in
Bethesda
combat.
games, huh?
yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
That's
seriously
just part of the
present
territory.
in Bethesda games.
I will say I remember another glitch right now. I'm very excited to tell this one. I remember a glitch that I encountered in NBA 2K 12 or something. Something really really early. There and I don't know if it's a glitch or just bad AI or just fucking shoddy kind of programming, but there's a guy called Kwame Brown, and this guy was being billed as the next Shaq because he's a big dude and he plays for the Lakers and he was #1 draft pick, and there's all this hype about Kwame fucking Brown, and when he gets into the NBA, he's a bust. Like he's a big Dumbo. He's not super great. He bobbles the ball a lot, and he basically he's a bust
He's just big.
for his for what they thought of him. He's just big dumb idiot guy. So in NBA 2K whatever it was, me and my cousin were playing, and we started the game. They took the jump ball. The jump ball happened. We got the ball. I passed it down low to Kwame Brown, and then he bobbled the ball in his hands. Like it played the animation of him like kind of kelling the ball in the air.
Fumbling,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
fumbling the ball or
He
something.
falls onto the ground and gets injured and gets taken out of the game in
What
the
the
first
hell?
like
What the
30
fuck?
seconds of the game.
A tip off. Holy shit!
Is that a glitch or is that intentional
Yeah, that
design?
sounds very intentional. Holy moly!
That sounds
tell
like
you
the
what,
system
it
working against
seems
yourselves.
It seems in character for Kwame Brown.
They
Me and my
programmed
cousin
him
were
that way.
Me and my cousin were laughing, but at the same time we were like, ah, yeah, classic Kwame Brown.
Man, I remember now that you mentioned Kwame Brown. There's another like NBA glitch, but it didn't happen in NBA 2K. It happened in the EA game, like in the EA Sports
Live.
game, NBA
Gotcha.
Live,
Yeah.
which is the famous
Oh.
Jesus Bynum, where
Jesus
it's just Andrew Bynum in the T pose at the center of the
Oh my
court,
god!
not moving.
Full on T pose.
Yeah, full on T
the
pose.
perfect defense.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's just it.
Just
Like,
full on
I
T
just
posing
remembered
at the jump
full
ball.
on
right.
T pose of Andrew Bynum.
That's
People
amazing.
coined it the Jesus Bynum glitch, and it became a thing. It became what NBA Live Elite 11 is for most people. It's just a glitchy game, and that's why NBA 2K is king during those. Thanks to
Yeah.
Jesus Bynum.
Okay, cool. Full on
It's all
T posing.
He died.
But
for
wait,
a glitch.
wait. What about the king of glitches himself, Migoy? With the
Yeah.
sheer amount of glitches you've experienced, what's your favorite one?
All right.
Coffee.
So one of the earliest glitches that I don't know if it was I've told this somewhere before where I used to have a copy of Rockman 4 on the Famicom.
Okay.
That was the casing was broken, so it was just a board that I fucking jammed into the console. It's a
Sick.
fucking raw ass like motherboard. And for some reason, every time you boot the game from a fresh like the moment you turn the console on, you know how in Mega Man games you start off with the 1-ups as 0-2, right? So that's like
Yeah.
3 1-ups essentially, like 0-2, 0-1, and 0-0. For some reason, in this particular copy of Rockman 4, it said XX. And when you die, it counts down in descending fashion in Roman numerals.
Uh-oh.
So 20, 19, 18, and only once it hits 9 does it go back to like regular alphanumeric
Oh
numbers.
man. I super miss glitches like that, wherein if you insert the cartridge wrong in like just a little way, like it can fuck something up like that.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know if maybe there was something wrong with the cartridge itself, or maybe something because of its being exposed that something on the board got messed up. But every
Maybe.
time you do a fresh boot, even if you input a password to like jump across stages, your first HP will always be XX.
Oh.
So like even if I sucked at the game, I had fucking 20 tries to do it, right?
Sick. Oh man. So you were just sticking this like green piece of plastic into your system, no casing.
No casing. And like luckily I didn't get shocked either when I tried to pull it out. But it was very painful in my thumbs to like
Oh, yeah, those things are
pull out.
spiked.
Yeah. It had like little notches for the supposed plastic shape.
Yeah.
One of the more recent, not the one recent, but like one of the more modern, like last console generation PS3 was GTA 5 Online. Back when like this was still the early aughts of that particular function. I was playing with a friend, and at that time the most expensive apartment complex was just in the same building. And we were just driving around doing GTA things, you know. Straight up fall through the world in the car. And I'm like, yo, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Then my friend goes like, dude, are we underneath the city?
The architect's
And
trapdoor.
fucking we couldn't leave the car. We couldn't do anything. So I thought like, okay, we're going to teleport to the safe house and see if we can get out of this mess, right? So since I'm the host, he will automatically fade in and fade out following my character. So we do that, and what ended up happening was, you know how in GTA, when in GTA in general, when you go to a safe house, it goes to like a camera cut of your car going into the driveway sometimes before fading out to black or something.
Yeah.
Like it goes into a zone you can't normally access.
Yeah.
So what happened was the cutscene of the car going in plays normally, but it spawns us in the parking lot that you normally can't access. And since you're not supposed to be there, none of the doors actually function.
So you guys were just trapped.
We were
in this
just
eternal
trapped
hell.
in this parking lot with like some low res walls that you're not supposed to see. And so like, okay, we'll do this again. We'll teleport to the fucking apartment building. It's the room itself, right? So we do that, and it's fine. We load in the room, and we try to leave to go back into the city streets. And when you do that, it plays a cutscene where your character walks out of the building, like through the glass door from the lobby. Guess where it puts us?
Where?
Inside the lobby, where the doors don't function either.
So you guys are just trapped
We're
there
just
now.
stuck in there.
And
And,
that
like, this-
sounds extra scary or extra creepy because you guys are online and together.
Yun nga,
You're
like
with someone else, so that kind of is a horror.
And like these bugs are so replicatable that it happens to the two of you at the same time.
it happens. It wasn't exact because like in the lobby part, he could see me running through the glass door into the streets, but for me, I'm like, I can't even go past this thing, and you're just standing there. And of course, when we left the game and restarted, it's fine. But it was just funny how throughout like that entire 30-minute session, we were encountering a very similar glitch online together. And like, there was no video of it, but I do have like a photo album of it on Facebook. And like, yo, documenting glitches. That was pretty funny, and I think that's like one of my more favorite ones.
Sick.
All right.
And I think that glitches from all of us, yeah?
Yeah, thanks to Shock Rizal for sending in that email. I mean that the question.
Reader
It's not
mail.
a it's not an it's a reader mail. It's a comment in the Discord. All right. So next up we got one from the child in the Discord, Mr. Contemplate himself,
Big child.
and he would like to ask, because the Game Awards just happened. He would like to know what's our individual game of the years for 2020.
Oh, sick. You know, I actually haven't watched the Game Awards yet. Fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Speedrun didn't like Raffy did.
Cut down the 3-hour show of the Game Awards into 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's not much of a speedrun. It wasn't much of a speedrun. No,
but
but,
what's your personal game of the years? I think I know what
Yeah, I
most of
think
y'all
that's
are
a
going to
good-
say.
No, yeah. Me, I didn't get to play much games this year, but like I've been playing a lot of like Genshin. I've been playing a lot of like Final Fantasy, all the usual stuff. But the thing that really blew me away this year is probably Hades, and that has to be my game of the year. Like for the price and for the optimization it has on your PC. I mean, like it's not graphically intense, but because of the art style, it's so beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, I think that Hades has utilized the medium of being a game to the max. You know what I mean? It's not just relying on like fancy graphics. It's not just relying on like cinematography. It's not just relying on like big budget stuff. Instead, it capitalizes on overall tone, overall art style, overall theming, atmosphere, and like the amount of world building that they do. I mean, Bastion did it, Transistor did it, but the amount of voice lines in this game for like specific things that you do is daunting. And like whenever I die, I just look forward to talking to every character again, just to see if they have something new to say. And I've cleared it so many times, but I'm still not tired of it. It's great, and I'm always looking forward to playing it again. Like I said, it's my like Binding of Isaac this year. So for me, it's Hades.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Hades is definitely my game of the year. This was a different type of year where usually I kind of knock myself out of the situation where I don't usually get to play games when they come out in the year that they come out. So I can't really have a voice in game of the year most of the time. But I just realized that this year I was able to play a lot of the games that came out this year.
Oh yeah,
Like
dude.
Phasmo, Fall Guys, Final Fantasy Remake, thanks because of our friends who gifted it to me, and also Hades. Um, but definitely of the games that I've played, it's got to be Hades for the same reasons that Emile has said, and also because it's just got that transcendent quality about it. It just surpasses what its game type is in its genre, and it just becomes something else that's more special. It becomes more than a roguelike,
And like
right?
the thing about it, dude, for me is like usually I tend to avoid games wherein the mechanics are very like basic or like low or like basically like I hate cookie cutter type games that usually come out. Like I've never played anything like from let's say the Uncharted series. I've never played any like for some reason games like that when I look at it, I'm automatically like no, I'm not going to play this. But for some reason, when it comes to Hades, what do you call it? A roguelike is a thing that is very established, it's very formulaic, but the thing that Hades does and not enough games do, in my opinion, is that they marry the game mechanics to the theme of the overall story or the overall setting. Like so death is a part of it, restarting is a part of it, like fucking actually collecting the powers is a part of the story. Like your gameplay is married into the concept and is thematic. And I don't see too many games that actually utilize the format to its maximum. Like you can name only a few games that actually do this. I mean, like fucking and they're all smash hits. Fucking Hades, fucking Nier, fucking Undertale, shit like that. That like is super thematic and uses the game to the max. I love that shit. So it's Hades.
Yeah, and like to add to that, I think it kind of breaks away from what its confines are, and that's what I love about it. Like it essentially in doing all that stuff in marrying the gameplay to the story and its storytelling and its world and all that, it uh it becomes something much more than a roguelike, right? It redefines what a roguelike is. And this is also a quality that I found, I think, in my runner up for Game of the Year, Final Fantasy Remake, since it just redefines what a remake is supposed to be. Like, right? It it's not just what it is. It gives something better, bigger, and more special.
No,
So yeah.
yeah.
So if my the thing I said was, if Final Fantasy would have won this year, I wouldn't have been mad. Like, I mean, I'm not mad regardless, but I wouldn't have I wouldn't have minded if they won because the transcendent quality of it and all that. So yeah,
No,
those two were definitely the best that I've played this year. And yeah,
no,
Hades.
great.
Yeah.
What about the Miguels? What does the
yeah.
count
For
say?
me, it's sort of like Raffy's. I have two Game of the Years. One which is my runner-up for Game of the year would be Hades because I haven't played that much of it yet. Like I haven't cleared it, but I have the same sentiments as you guys have about the game, and I just really love the art direction of it and the work they put on working on the art and somehow blending the art with the gameplay and the music and the sound design is really good, like top notch. And I can't really say anything else about it since you guys already covered it. But my game of the year, my personal game of the year, which actually got released last year, like late last year, was Death Stranding, and
Oh,
it's something that a lot of people generally liked, I guess. But at the same time, I have seen people who just passed it as somewhat boring because there's no gunplay, there's no fighting, it's just FedEx delivery man the game, but
oh,
it's not like that's what that generalization was during last year. Flash forward to the present where everything is so relevant right now for the game. It becomes such a good like commentary on what's happening right now.
Oh, that's so
This year.
interesting. Yeah.
So it like playing this game this year kind of resonated, and it's just relevant this year. Like you're playing as someone who is out in the world that has basically shunned itself because of things that happened, be it a pandemic, be it a death stranding, and people are afraid of coming out of their homes because the death stranding's real. Like the death stranding is basically making them
COVID.
old or like sickly, and it's up to you to actually connect with these people by doing deliveries. Like you're helping people by actually delivering important stuff. So it's sort of like a love letter to frontliners if you think
No,
about it,
Yeah.
because it's something that is a working, like, frontliners, especially this year, is something that without them we're
Oh
just
yeah,
we
we
we're
die.
just thrown into shit. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, like playing this game, and even the game mechanics of this game, like trying to build roads, trying to connect cities, trying to connect people, it just resonates very strongly this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, and I mean, last episode we all know how Migs feels about deliveries. He
Oh yeah.
loves
Oh
delivery.
yeah, for sure.
He loves sending packages.
Might
He's
have,
discovered
might
the
as well
joys.
have might as well have ordained the guy who delivered our decks to us as a saint.
Oh yeah.
Like, you-
And
So,
the
yeah,
guy
this-
doesn't even know who we are.
Yep. We're
no,
To-
he knows. He knows. He knows.
Hopefully,
He
hopefully he remembers.
I appreciate that you guys still like keep that.
No.
Oh, mine is in like a top loader somewhere.
Oh, nice. Thank you. But yeah,
like
like
you said there, yeah.
aside from that, story wise, I mean,
It's a Kojima game.
This is good. It's a Kojima game. One of my friends actually told me that it's an anime. There's at one point, like for sure, like for real, there's one point where everything just went at full on Advent Children cloud,
Oh,
getting
man.
busted up anime mode.
Like I'm
Sort of
actually
like
looking
that.
forward to like getting to playing Death Stranding. Would you recommend it? Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
been
for sure.
recommending it
I've been recommending it
all year.
Yeah. I've been recommending all year. There's a lot of naysayers who doesn't like the game because it's Kojima crap, but
I mean,
No,
that's
like-
still true, but
it's still true. But at the same time,
it's always
like,
been
Like
true.
crap, tasty crap.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's tasty crap. It's like McDonald's, but a bit. It's
like-
more.
It's the secret menu of McDonald's.
Yeah, it's
No, no,
exactly. It's the secret menu of McDonald's. It's like
It's-
Moe's.
it's
like
good
Moe's
trash.
Burger.
No, it's
Good
like
trash.
fast food, but like presented slightly better. So maybe like a family restaurant. Like maybe Kojima is the Denny's of fast food, something like
Guess
that.
so.
Like it is presented with a little bit more care and
The highest class of fast food garbage you can find.
yeah, Denny's.
Denny's. That's what Death Stranding is.
Yeah, it's
Denny's
Denny's
Stranding.
video.
We know someone who really, really likes Denny's, but hates.
Oh,
Death
dude, I
Stranding.
love Denny's. What the fuck?
I mean, let's
Dude,
see.
I love Denise. Denise are great.
Yeah,
He saves us
stick your
from
tongue out.
the tongue monster.
Yeah, save it. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
like-
my game of the year. Get Death
What
Stranding.
you're talking about with Death
Right.
Stranding though is like it's interesting because like Kojima games have that weird tendency to be talking nonsense, and then like a few years later it'll be
Yeah,
relevant.
it becomes very relevant.
You know
Yeah.
how the world is now filled with the Lalelulelo.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's how you can
it's
tell.
True that,
That's how you can tell if people have the nanomachines.
Remember when that one politician went "Guns of the Patriots, bang bang," and that building exploded?
Pretty much.
so what about
Sweet.
you, Miggy?
All right,
What's
for
your
me,
game of the year?
I'm usually in the same boat with Migs most of the time, where and Raffy, where like the backlog is so intense that I end up playing games that have come out years before,
Oh yeah,
and that being my personal game of the year. But actually, this year too, I was actually able to play stuff that came out this year, and like with
Hey.
one of them being thanks to you guys, which was actually Final Fantasy VII Remake. As you guys covered that too.
Oh yeah.
Just I was fully just diving into that, expecting it like, oh, it's just gonna be a modern take of this old RPG that I like, and then it goes beyond that in both like a storytelling and concept, right?
Yeah, man.
And plus the gameplay, like naman my MO na if the gameplay is enough, it'll hook me even if the rest is garbage. Right? There are moments where like the story is good and the gameplay is garbage, and then I stay. But for the most part, like if the gameplay is good, I'm gonna, even if the story sucks, I'm in. Like just look at my love for Metal Gear Revengeance and that trash fire that is the story of that game.
Dude, FF7 is a good one. It feels good to fight in that game.
Yeah, dude. Like I found that combat so good that I've chucked in like 130 hours into that game.
Oh wow!
Just out of pure personal interest to 100% like hard mode, and then some.
The Hundo one, right?
Yeah. One of I don't really go Chivo hunting, but like it's probably on my personal account the only game I have a platinum on. Oh no, Near Automata pala has the other one. Yeah.
Company those.
Those be the games that I don't mind platting, and like it's not because I wanted to plat. It's because like the platinum trophies are achievable then without going too far off the road. But I just wanted to finish like what I could within that game, and then some, like even the stuff that didn't reap you trophies, just because, like completing the bestiary, finding all these other nonsense collectibles, killing all monster types and scanning all of them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And most of those 100, like half of that time was spent just fighting EX Bahamut over and over again.
Shit.
Just to get the fucking final summon and all that. Just that game is it's so good.
That was a really good game.
Yeah.
What?
And like it's crazy since it came out so early in the year too. It feels like such a long time ago.
It has a very solid battle system. I really like it, and
Yeah, it's a really nice take on the classic active time battle mechanic while making it a modern action game.
The music is just
It's sick.
It's very
I
very
remember-
strategic.
it's so good.
It's
I remember
so
more than the actual story. What kept me from coming back is the combat. Like it just feels so good. It feels so chunky. It feels so gratifying when you get a good stagger going. Like if kind of attack it with the weakness that'll make the stagger go big, and you can like go
wail
party
on
time
it. You go ham on it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a real like fun feeling.
Right.
And like it's so good that usually when I play games like this, or like when I play an action game, I usually gravitate towards like a single play style. Like, oh, I like how he moves, I'll play him 90% of the time. But for FF7 Remake, they made everyone feel amazing. Like how Cloud swings his chunky sword feels really, really good. And when you want to play fast, you play fucking Tifa, and like her fucking combos feel great. And then when you want like a weird chunky man, you play Barrett, and it's amazing. Like
You get the
Dude, Melee Barrett is so awesome there.
Yeah, like all of them
Yeah.
are great, and that just actually shows up if you dive into like the harder challenges, especially when you
New Game Plus,
no, not just New Game Plus, for sure hard mode, but in the combat trials in the VR room, where you choose which party member to bring,
yeah.
Right.
and that just shows like because you have like 4 characters, right? But you can only bring 3 at a time every single time. And in the story, you're pretty much fixed with your party. But there's a moment in chapter 17 of hard mode in the VR challenges where you have a moment where all characters are with you. So you can choose who to bring, and you can even omit Cloud from your party for that. And seeing how everyone can complement everyone else in many different aspects and many different builds, that was like that's the brewer's paradise for like when you're coming up with like your combos and your Magic the Gathering decks and all that nonsense. You can turn Barrett into full on melee stupid nonsense. You can make him just the gunman. You can make him a mage. You can make him a fucking the tank healer who never dies.
Yeah.
You can do that for everyone. You can make everyone a mage. You can make everyone support. You can make everyone fucking DPS. You can make everyone. You can make your entire team an archetype too, right? and just come up
I
with some
think my
stupid
least
combos.
favorite- I think my least favorite character to actually control was Aerith, but like
You have
like
no idea.
but the thing is, like, when I want big magic, I would use her. But the thing is, like, her general moveset was probably the one I liked least.
Man, like I thought that too, and then because in terms of just usability, she's very different from the rest.
Yeah, she
But
is.
then yeah, once you figure out the potential of what those skills can do and how it can interact, like the double casting is
Double
my crutch for those challenges. Fucking not even staggering Bahamut, just getting him to stop shooting with double fire guys. Parang like, oh my god.
So good.
It's so fucking amazingly busted, and it's great. Yeah, I'd say like I like I can see why Hades is so good, like 100%. It's just that I never actually played it, so I don't think I can say that it's my game of the year. That wouldn't be fair.
Uh-huh.
But FF7 and I guess Genshin Impact, just because of all the hours I've put into it, and
Oh yeah.
fucking
Like,
it's crazy being a free game.
has no right.
Yeah.
No right to
Yeah.
be
I
that
would
good.
say that it is a
Right,
sleeper
that-
hit, since
I wouldn't
isn't-
say it's a sleeper hit. I mean, like, everyone fucking plays it. Everyone and their mom.
Yeah,
No,
but
I mean,
up until
when it was
release,
announced-
there wasn't enough hype for it. I was
Correct.
lucky enough to find out about it like 2 weeks before it came out.
Yeah.
And parang like, they showed the trailer at like at E3 at that right the online one of the online game conventions, game events, and like, yo, that looks like Breath of the Wild but with anime. And then I forgot about it for a few months, and then I was like, isn't that coming out this year? And then I looked it up, and it's coming out in like 2 weeks. Then I found that
Sweet.
people are playing the beta of it on Twitch, and like, I'll pre-register. And then I played it, and like, yo, this game's good.
Genshin Impact is way too good for how free it is, but
Dude,
like it
it's
does have
insane.
scummy gacha mechanics wherein if you don't know what that shit is, like it can kind of become predatory. But as long as you know what you're doing and you're kind of disciplined with your money, you're fine, because there's so much to do in this game without spending money, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's perfectly
The weird-
viable to play it without spending a single thing.
Absolutely. And like you can totally play it with just the free characters, and it's enough. It's
Yeah.
enough. You have to control that dick, right? But like the weirdest thing I've heard about Genshin Impact though is that what do you call it? It's so good as a mobile game that other mobile game companies, specifically in China, have become so threatened by it that
Oh.
they've been hiring troll farms to spend to actually spread smear campaigns about Genshin Impact.
Really?
Yeah. There's been
Oh,
talk on the
God.
Reddit, and like some contributors from the Chinese communities and Bilibili and that kind of stuff are like saying, "Yo, it's that bad here." Like to the other Chinese companies, MiHoYo is the enemy. MiHoYo is the enemy. And they need to go
That's
down.
hilarious.
That kind of is funny because Mihoy is a Chinese company. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they
like
are.
they're
you would
business away from the
think-
other Chinese companies.
you would think that because China together strong, they,
Yeah.
they would support every
Right.
developer, but no,
Dude, I don't know,
dog
man.
eat dog world, even in development.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
It's-
crazy.
I haven't heard of a smear campaign between video game companies.
From the same
Forever.
country too.
Yeah,
From within the
call
same
it?
country. That's crazy.
Some of the rumors going around right now are that a lot of the anger around the character Chong Li is by troll farms, and that before the release of the game, that a lot of the Breath of the Wild copy stuff media thing going around was also from troll farms.
Oh God. Wow.
Interesting.
Damn.
Interesting.
Damn.
Powerful.
It's
that
it's only a copy if it's bad, but if it's good, it's an homage.
It's an homage. It's absolutely an homage. It's actually good.
Right. So yeah,
Watch of
really
the year.
a lot of strong contenders for Game of the Year this year. Like a lot of stuff came out despite everything that's happening. And
Mm-hmm.
happy that a lot of them are good too. And no regret spending a lot of time on those games.
No Rugrats.
That was a good cartoon.
Do you
Come on.
what
What do you mean?
Rugrat? game and the cartoon were perfectly fine.
Yeah, dude, the PS1
Yeah,
game was
man.
kick ass.
I played the
Reptar
PS1
good.
Rugrats game
Reptar
so much when I was
base.
younger.
Fucking that beating Angelica in that race. Fuck
Ba,
that
ba,
lady.
ba, ba.
All
It's
right.
the game speed run. I think that was my first speed run ever in the world.
Rugrats.
I
I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Real quick, I had only 1 hour after class one day to rent the PlayStation 1 at the shop that I used to go to, and I did that 1 hour for like a whole week, and then by the end of my 1 hour on like Friday, I could beat the game in an hour.
Wait,
I could beat this with my eyes closed.
Are you saying after school you went to a public video game rental shop and
To
played
play
Rugrats
Rugrats. Wait,
with
how
other
old were you?
people's-
Like grade 3.
Oh, that's not
and,
bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not too bad.
and
Because I was
um,
imagining muscular high school Raffy.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
burly- burly
wasn't
Raffy.
buff and bald yet.
No, he wasn't buff and bald yet. But I was imagining muscular high school Raffy going into a public internet thing and like sitting down and like he starts up the game. It's just like ba 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 Rugrats, and I'm like,
Yeah. And then what are you looking at?
fuck you looking at? I'm speed running.
Tommy's the shit.
Rugrats.
yeah, I just really tried to play it like as good as I can, and that by the end of an hour one day I was like, oh, those are the credits. Oh, I
Wow.
finished it. Oh, shit.
It's crazy how like the final level you unlock is just Reptar doing rampage.
Yeah,
Dude,
A level you cannot lose. You're just there to just destroy everything you want.
it's a victory lap. It's
Yeah.
a victory lap.
It's so
That's
good.
true.
All right, we got one
Yeah,
more question.
so game of the year for Raffy is Rugrats.
Rugrats
Always,
on
always.
the PlayStation 1.
Yep.
Gotta find stupid villain little hiding in the.
Oh yeah, dude, fuck
Cap.
that.
Ugh.
Okay.
That's it.
I remember that. All right, final question we got from Kenneth. What's your
Ayy.
favorite / funniest podcast moment? I have a ton of
Hey,
laugh
you,
out loud
man.
moments every episode, but my most memorable is during the Near Automata special episode summarizing Pascal's wager. And yo, that's big cheats. It's basically the best.
Wait, is that from us?
Oh yeah, that's what Raffy said.
I forgot
I
about this.
explained-
Yeah.
When I explained what Pascal's wager was about like the whole God thing, and then Raffy just goes, "Wait, that's big cheats. What the fuck, Pascal?"
Oh man, favorite
Puts himself in
podcast
a vague
moment?
spot
That's
where he's
easy.
never
That-
wrong.
That's easy for me. I
Go,
could
go.
start. Like it is one of the episodes of Face Jam where they
What?
where they
Not
talk about
again.
no. Listen. It's about the. I think it's about the McDonald's, like a McDonald's sandwich,
Hmm.
where one of the hosts actually went in and ate 6 of it before going into the podcast episode. An
I
episode
love
where
that.
they kind of agreed that they will try the sandwich at the same time, and this guy just wolfed down 5 of them before the episode and has no regrets doing it.
Oh God.
He had
man.
he walked into a situation where they were going to eat it anyway, but throughout the week he has already eaten it 5 times.
Yeah.
That's good.
God.
We do need to clarify though. Is this a podcast moment from the Good Trades or overall podcast moment from all
yeah.
podcasts?
Moment.
Because if it's on other podcasts, I have a lot of favorites, like including Face Jam. But
Let's do one outside and inside. One outside of Good Trades and one Good Trades moment.
all right, so wait, maybe I could add one more outside Good Trades moment.
Oh, go for it.
Ju-
Go for it.
Just a quick one because this is in Idle Thumbs where they discuss about the possibility that Mario is actually Wario in the future.
God damn it. I
Like-
forgot about
like-
this.
You forgot about that? This is
Yeah.
the theory
It's
is
been a
so
while.
good because it kind of pertains that Mario was actually a conqueror in the late future because he was sticking out his M flag on some of the levels.
Yeah.
and then he became lousy and lazy, and then suddenly he just looked in the mirror and I'm number one, and he's actually Wario. And then Super Mario Brothers 3 is actually a reenactment of one of Wario's past conquests. And
Yeah, because it's a stage play.
yeah, and the protagonist of Super Mario 3, which is the actor Mario, is somehow going into revolt and trying to kind of defeat Wario, the original Mario. So it's kind of like all of the characters, including Bowser, going after Wario. So it's really funny. It's a really funny and very interesting take on the Mario Wario story.
Yeah, it's better than the Squall is dead theory, I'd say.
Oh, really? I love that theory. Oh,
But yeah, I think for our podcast, I think my favorite one is still, I guess it's just me blabbering in the cold open, trying like forgetting that. Oh wait, I'm
The
not from
loops.
Too Much Gaming, and
Oh,
and
the
then we
loop?
just looped
Yeah,
it. I just
The
I
loops
just
was great.
edited the episode in a way that we're just trying to fix the timeline. of
Every
me
failed
fucking up.
opening went into that episode.
Right. So yeah.
You know, speaking of Mig Samson openings, though, my favorite one from you is probably wherein you introduced everyone in the form of a question, and we were asking if this was the
What?
intro or
What?
not.
Remember this?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah, I
that-
absolutely
that's
remember
the
this.
same episode.
Was it the same episode?
Yeah, it's the
Is
same
that the same episode?
It's one of the loops. Yeah, like
That's one of the loops. Oh fuck. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to go back and rewatch that episode or re-listen to it, go check out the description. And this madman just whoa, like
Yeah,
Black
dude.
Mirror script on the description. It is so long.
I got bored.
It was a separate story.
I always do that.
Is that like, does your something run on batteries? What?
Fuck, I forgot. No,
Does your grandma run on batteries or whatever?
I
the
forgot.
fuck?
Actually,
God damn it.
It's something.
It's something. But yeah,
It's
that's
something.
me writing weird descriptions is something that I like to do because nobody really like reads it. So I'm just going ham with the descriptions.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
we catch
yeah,
you
yeah.
a few
That's
times,
a-
though.
That's an Easter egg. If you guys are kind of keen about it, like if you're reading it on the Spotify page, then kudos to you. Thank you for reading my fan fiction.
That's
This is
great.
the outlet for the fan fiction.
yeah. The secret
Yeah.
podcast lore is that Mig Samson just uses the description as an outlet for his fan fiction.
I mean, the show's an outlet for many things.
No, yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
Okay, favorite podcast moments. I think my favorite parts of this podcast is actually before the quarantine. Before the quarantine, we would actually go out. We would meet each other and shit like that. But I think my favorite part all the time is hearing Raffy's stories of him doing something stupid either in the gym or something athletic. And I think my favorite story from Raffy that made me laugh out loud was when he was supposed to go play basketball with a whole bunch of his friends, and instead he goes not only to the wrong court, but plays with a random bunch of people thinking that this was the friend group. That was my favorite.
But without the friend.
Yeah. And then at the
next-
very end of it, he's just like, "Yo, where's Wolf?" And he's people are just like, "Who?"
That was great. I lived it, man.
Dude, what made that even better was when you fact checked the court that you went to. Because, when you initially told it, you thought, like, oh, maybe you just went to the one beside it or something like that, right? And then you looked it up on the map, and it was on the complete opposite side of the road.
Yeah, dude.
The complete other side of EDSA.
It wove itself even better after the fact. Oh, my God.
It's great. It's absolutely great. And I think it's such a memorable moment too because you took the time to like clip it and animate it.
Oh,
So that's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what to tell you, man. Basketball connects people. The
Raffy is the basketball.
Kenneth.
Why they call
Kenneth.
it the beautiful game?
Yeah, Kenneth's asking. I still wonder how Thirsty Bird is doing. Thirsty Bird is doing well. He has his own business.
He's been sated. It's
Yeah.
sated.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sated bird now.
The thirst has been quenched.
He has a I think he
Quenched
has an IELTS tutorial business going on. So if you want some IELTS training, you can contact Thirsty Bird.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If you got the thirst for knowledge,
Not be thirsty anymore, but he still thirsts for that knowledge.
Yeah, dude.
Our
It
own
went to
golden
something
boy.
else.
Yes, yes. He's quenching the thirsts of others for knowledge.
didn't we throw out one of these ideas of like you were going to do the Thirsty Bird skits in ESGS? Because you always do that,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
You had this Thirsty Bird skit in ESGS where he just thirsts around, right? But then you had this
Happened at
idea
least
of
once.
doing it, of doing it, but it's now quenched bird.
Where he just
And
there.
no, he tries it, but then the girlfriend is like, "Hey, what are you fucking doing?" Or like-
I remember he was like drinking something, and then once he finishes this is the plastic cup,
Yeah.
and then once it reaches the bottom, there says girlfriend, and then I'm quenched, like sated,
Sated bird.
like that, sated bird.
Sated bird is very nice. All right.
What about you boys? Favorite moments?
No.
I mean, we're ending the year. This is actually a perfect question.
Yeah.
This is a perfect question. Thank you,
Yeah,
Kenneth.
yeah.
I
This is
mean,
the last episode of Good Trades for the year. We're
Yep,
gonna take
last
my-
episode for the year because we're taking a Christmas break. I can't actually remember. We're fucking 77 episodes in, and I've been in most of them. So you know when you're in the thing, you don't remember it because you don't
Yeah.
feel the need to because you were there.
You lived it.
Had a
Yeah, you
lot of-
lived it. Like
A lot of moments.
it just passes my head with all the things that happen. I can't pull out any single one. I guess
Man,
like the Raffy story, because it was highlighted, makes it stand out a bit more. And
Absolutely.
a bunch of other stuff like that. But
What about for you though? Don't you just love that moment that we got Raffy on as a guest and he never left?
that's the lore.
That was gonna be mine. That my my favorite
I ruined
podcast moment was when I joined the podcast in the very episode and just refused to leave.
The stray
The
cat that
longest
broke into the
running
house.
gag.
Oh god.
Running gag of all.
No, but on the real though, when we did that, like it was kind of like wishy-washy as well. Like, am I guesting? Am I not? I didn't know you were gonna record, but I did kind of manage to secure a hangout with you on the same day, and I didn't know it wasn't a very official put together guesting.
Yeah.
And then, however, as the night went on, there was just an energy in that first episode. There was just a magic in that room.
Clip.
And I don't know if I felt it, that there was like a magic in that room, and like we
Why are you
just
making it
rolled.
sound sexy?
Because it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Because it was. That's the reason. No, but yeah, that is mine. The very first
Nice.
episode. It just felt so good. It just felt so that just talking, and because that also felt like some form of freedom, since we had shows where we are constrained to
Yeah, we had
kind
a
of like
format.
Dead shows.
we each had different shows that had formats and stuff like that,
Right.
and we didn't get too far on a tangent. But then in that day we were kind of free in the bonds of segues where where the shackles were taken away, and we could just go off into a tangent and talk about fucking Majima everywhere system and a hype Japanese man, all that shit.
We should be sponsored by Dole.
How we should
And
be
how that was
sponsored by-
wrong too.
That was very.
It was so super wrong.
It was actually Del Monte.
One day.
One
Well,
day.
One day
no,
you'll
actually,
see.
it's not. It's wrong right now, but it could be right.
One day we'll get that sponsorship.
I hope they're still there. despite the all the pandemic stuff.
No, Dole will never leave.
But it's
Don't
Del
worry,
Monte though.
Del Monte. I was wrong.
So
How
which
many
one are we
episodes
shilling
before you
Pineapple.
corrected that too?
So which are we shilling for? Dole or
Both.
Del Monte?
Both is good.
That's good. Pineapples, ketchup. I'll be sponsored by anyone.
Pineapples and ketchup, the eternal rivals.
Mm-hmm.
No, the perfect pairing. Get both
Yeah.
the money.
But
Yeah.
Wait, you put ketchup on your pineapples?
I cannot
They're
confirm
pizza,
nor
man.
deny.
They're both there.
Wait, you put ketchup on your pizza?
What?
Tomato sauce.
Who did
It's a sort of ketchup.
You
You put ketchup on your shopao, Emile? Shut up.
What?
No, that's
Wait
different.
a
That's
minute.
different. I went,
Also, your hot dog.
I went to 7-Eleven. I took the hot dog home. Then when I got upstairs, I opened the bag. It was a hot dog, and packaged with it was shopao sauce. That's the story.
I mean, we weren't there. We can't validate the story.
Oh, I was so upset, guys. I was
I like how you said it too. Like I took the hot dog home like a lost cat or something. I found it on the street. It followed me home.
You rescued this hot dog.
from a 7-Eleven.
The only thing
I gave
wrong
it
with
shots.
doesn't have to
I
check
cut off
ketchup.
its balls.
Mm-hmm. That hot dog's leading a very fulfilling life right now in my stomach.
It's cultivating.
Yeah, dude.
God,
All right,
back up
I
all
I need to bring
old
up
titles.
something, I guess, from the show.
Mm-hmm.
There's Jafari.
Jafari.
Jafari's very strong. That's one. God damn it.
There's also that episode where you try to convince me I'm a robot, but at the same
I mean,
time,
you still are.
ended-
You never left.
no, but it ended up you guys being convinced that wait a minute, are we human?
We're the robot.
No, I remember that.
Turn
We
it
all turned
around.
into robots at the end of the episode.
Yep, that is true. Check the description. That's actually
Wait, what? You missed the description too?
All
that's a
77.
three-part- Yeah, dude, that's
Dig
a three-part like robot arc where it ended with Miggy coming back.
Oh right, because I was absent during one of those, and I'm like, "What's
Yeah.
going on?"
Trying to pass off Rob Cham as Miggy. That was great too.
Right,
Yeah.
that was the thing. Famous
It's kind of-
internet artist Rob Cham.
Kind of scared or like Rob panicked during that episode where wait a minute, I can't do this anymore. Let's just talk more.
It might. He was he was scared of offending you.
Oh, it's fine. That was the funnies. That's all right.
I'm seeing Green's Goblin is also something.
Ooh, that's a
Oh,
real
yeah,
good one. Green's Goblin is probably one of the stronger ones too.
And
That's Captain's America.
Reverse Edge Gun is a
Reverse edge gun. I remember.
good
Oh,
one. Punisher is just through Rurouni Kenshin.
that's true. Punisher just is Rurouni Kenshin. He might as well have a reversed edge gun.
Except he always uses the edge.
Raffy, we should continue like doing those.
I
like,
should.
YouTube clips, right?
That's my
Yeah.
YouTube. That's my resolution. My New Year's resolution. I'm gonna get those off the ground.
Those
Correct.
clips are really good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm yeah. Next year we'll roll those out.
yeah.
All right, I'll just mention that because we don't really have segments on this show, at least not in the early versions of this. But Raffy would always bring in some form of segment, be it either Flixen Like a Moaf or now currently sad quarantine stories.
Oh yeah.
I miss Raffy's gym stories.
Yeah, the gym stories
end-
just became sad quarantine stories.
Yeah, like Raffy has like an end theme of it being like, I'm on a highway to health, and that really fucking get me. I wish there was more of it because that's so good.
It's an ever-changing format, but it's Raffy's segment. There's a slot for that in most episodes.
Yeah. Oh man.
Raffy's mysterious body was a good. the gym episodes, the gym stories just became questions
It
about my
evolved into it evolved into mysteries of Raffy's body.
Because you're a robot, right? You don't know how a human body functions.
we all are. Migs is the last man.
Migs
on
is
Earth.
the last robot.
The
Migs
FX
Last
Last
Man.
Man.
All
Have
right.
you seen that poster of FX shows The Last Man? Why The Last Man?
No.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it reads why the FX Last Man, because the FX
Last
logo was
FX
near the word the.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's I don't know, bad design choice. I don't know.
Oh man. So
Hot
many
takes.
good memories. What a good way to like end this year talking about our previous podcast episodes. Thank you so much for the question, Kenneth.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's like 2 years ish worth of history with this show.
Memories.
Memories. Thanks for the questions, y'all. Perfect way to end the year, but the show ain't over yet, folks. Because we got weeks.
We got our usual.
We got the usual show. If you're still here, we're going to talk about, the stuff we've been doing these past 2 weeks, because we're now a Fortnite podcast.
We talk about the fourth.
The proper word, Fortnite, and not
Yeah.
the video game. Though it could be.
Yeah.
we
One
just call that for SEO purposes.
Yeah, we type it wrong because that's what the kids search, and they like
Yeah,
Facebook, right?
Mhm.
So
But
Um,
and they're like they do search it and they find good trades. Oh, Fortnite podcast, and they go in and they're like, oh, it's 4 people talking about stuff.
who are these 4 idiots talking about things wrong?
The Fortnite applied.
They haven't mentioned Fortnite, the game that I really love, or any of its dances. At
They
all.
might.
But at that point,
it's
that
too
point,
late.
it's too late, kids.
You're already here. You're trapped in here with us.
already won.
That's what we always say, right? From episode 1 until episode now. Come in for the Fortnite, stay for the trades, right? We've always said that.
That's
Every
the saying.
Yeah, if you want to prove us wrong, listen to the older episodes.
Yeah.
See if you can beat us then.
Yep.
All right, what we got for weeks, boys?
Okay, who wants to go first on the weeks, yo?
You, Emile, you go first.
Really? Okay.
Oh, God.
you do it.
I think my weeks is also a bit tied to Emile's weeks.
No, yeah. We can totally segue from my week to your week. What do you call it? But I don't have much going on actually. As far as games go, I haven't picked up anything new. I haven't started new games or anything like that. But I have what do you call it? Just been playing the usual Genshin Impact, Final Fantasy. There's that new Final Fantasy patch, but I actually haven't gotten to play it as much as Migs has.
Wait,
So,
you haven't finished the MSQ?
I have not.
That was all
I-
new pala. Okay.
I'm
Yes.
gonna cross out that on my list.
No, I
Because
have
I've
not finished the MSQ yet. I
got
I mean, we can
opinions of
talk
it.
about it, but just not
I'll-
spoilery, I guess.
Mine's spoilery, so I won't to talk about it.
Okay. So, what do you call it? I've been playing the games, but mostly, how I've been spending these past 2 weeks is actually just catching up on shows, right?
Mhm.
So the big show I actually caught up on because I had to do it in preparation for this week was that I watched all of Attack on Titan in a week.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. Like, because the newest final season just debuted on Netflix, yesterday.
Yeah.
just yeah. And in preparation for that, I actually watched the entire thing. So, just to start it off, I'm not sure if I've said this on the podcast, but I have a history with Attack on Titan because when it came out, I loved it. Right, I love the concept of the world. I love the concept of the thing. But the thing is, upon reaching something like episode 5, like how old are these spoilers right now?
I think the thing happens at like 7. 'Cause
Really?
The first 6 episodes are them training.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I reach episode 7, right? And I'm not sure if this is still spoilers, but it's pretty old at this point.
Yeah,
So
show's very
I
old.
think we can talk about it. But in episode 7, somewhere around there, the main character gets eaten by a Titan. And then I'm like, sick. This show is sick.
Dead.
Like, what do you call it? I was so happy with the world building. I was so happy with the mysteries and shit like that. So many unsolved questions and shit like that. But then the main character gets eaten. And I'm like, shit, okay, so this show is serious about the danger. Like, they can just throw away the main character like that.
Game of Thrones of anime.
Then I watched the next episode, and he fucking comes back as a Titan. And then, at that moment, when the anime episodes were coming out, I immediately dropped it. I lost all interest because I had this thing in my head that I was like, yo, he came back as a Titan. Deaths are meaningless, and this is probably going to be another shonen power level fantasy thing. It's like, oh, how strong can this Titan get and shit like that. So I dropped it, and I never watched another episode until this week. And I got all the way to season 3, season 4, was it? And I'm glad to say that I should have given it a chance. Like, I absolutely should have given it a chance. And it doesn't ruin its world building and its stakes by turning the main character into a Titan. I should have kept going. I shouldn't have dropped it like that. Like I should have given Attack on Titan a little bit more slack. The basement is kind of worth it.
Tell me what happens in the basement.
No, right? No, suffer like I did.
I've been trying to get them to like tell me.
We have already.
We did.
We tell you,
We
but I
did
don't
tell you.
But not in a straightforward way.
No, dude, we did. We did. We
We
told you
already
what
did.
was there.
sure did.
didn't
We told you
just spoil
exactly what
everything,
was in there.
But the most important
Alright.
part we did spoil it.
I want it spoiled.
No, it's not that. We told Raffy what exactly was in the basement. It's just that it's so far beyond that point already that there's a lot more to explain after.
There's way
Yeah.
more to explain. And like,
2 episodes of explaining.
yeah, and like when they were doing all of that lore dump in like season 4 or whatever, I was like, okay. The thing I loved about the show was the world building, and like it expands upon that, and I'm just like surprised that that's where it went. And I'm like, okay, the basement's kind of worth it. Everything's kind of worth it. I'm back in. And
Final season for the anime.
yeah, the thing that kills me though is that yesterday I was super excited for the final season to release, right?
Mhm.
And when it hit Netflix, I watched the first episode. I was
Yep.
so excited. I was like,
Yep.
yo, sick, another episode of Attack on Titan. Let's go. I finished the first episode, then it
Then-
stops.
Yeah,
And I'm
we gotta
like-
wait another week.
Wait,
That's why
it's a
I'm not
staggered
watching it
release.
Yeah.
It's a fucking staggered release.
yet. I'm not watching it yet for that reason. Zach, I'm gonna wait for 3 more episodes muna.
Oh
Then
god.
I'll watch it.
It was so bad when that episode ended, and then then it tried to show me a trailer for some random show, and I was like, wait,
Oh no.
no, no, I have to wait. I'm caught up. It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst feeling. But as far as story goes, do we talk about that, or is it too early?
No, I think there's too much.
There is too much.
There's
There is too much.
way
But
too much.
But personally, without going into deep spoilers, I do have a personal theory about Attack on Titan that has been like super interesting for me specifically. So I think I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So while watching Attack on Titan, for people who have watched the show and do know the lore, while I was like watching Attack on Titan, like this weird parallelism just like fell into my head. As they explained like what the Titans are, what the city is, like they're stuck on an island or something like that, blah blah blah. What was super interesting to me is that when they were explaining the king of the place and like the countries at war and shit like that, blah blah blah. In my head, it just immediately equated it to the disarmament of Japan as a nation.
Oh.
Like not everyone might be aware, but Japan, when they lost the war way back when, right? One of the things they signed was a treaty to never arm again, to never have an active military. That's why Japan only has the Japanese self-defense force. They don't have an actual military. They don't have an army, right? And when I was looking at Attack on Titan, it seems like the Attack on Titan nation is an allegory for Japan's complex feelings about being disarmed. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
have this
I can see
massive
that.
power. They have this massive thing, but because they signed the peace treaty, they can't go against it. And for me, that's the king's will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they when they inherit the king's will, they don't want to fight. That's the peace treaty and shit. That's the disarmament treaty. And in my head, I'm just like, is Attack on Titan just an allegory for the Japanese people having conflicting feelings about this? Like it's just super interesting to me, and I'm not sure if that's the intention of the writer. Like if that's the whole allegory he's going for. But I found it interesting that there are a lot of parallelisms between the nation of Marley, the Eldians, and how the whole thing played out in World War II. Like, it's interesting. If you see the parallelisms, tell me. And that's just a thought that I'm like throwing out there in the ether. Is Attack on Titan an allegory for Japan?
I mean, when you mentioned it before, off stream or off record, like we kind of noticed, whoa, you're actually making sense of this.
Yeah, I can totally see it.
That's something.
No,
It
yeah,
could very
because-
well be. Maybe subconsciously too. Like, you know
Yeah.
how it's their history and culture, so it could either be done on purpose, it could either have changed on the way, it could be subconscious, or maybe that's just his style of writing. Like how Kojima always writes about war bad, nukes bad,
War bad, nukes
Yeah,
bad,
nukes
war
very bad.
But
Robot instead.
Robots
think
and FedEx.
Yeah.
But the thing about Attack on Titan is that it's a thing that makes them feel trapped and shit, like they're not utilizing their power. And like I think that's a very interesting topic because like the disarmament treaty is the same as the king's will and shit like that. How like when you inherit that, you have no choice but to not fight and to just keep like being whatever you're doing right now and whatever. And like that sounds like a super interesting and super complex feeling to be having as a nation. And it's just like super interesting to me that I don't think I've heard anyone else on the internet like kind of related to that. And like I just want to bring it out there and see if like does anyone else think that about Attack on Titan? Like does it feel like an allegory for you? I'm not as well versed in Japanese history as like a lot of people, so if anyone out there is familiar, like the parallels I'm seeing are like the disarmament treaty and shit like that, the King's Will, like even like the moment that it popped up in my head was actually when they showed the world map for the first time, and the Eldians' Paradise Island is off to the right and kind of disconnected from the rest of the main continent, exactly like how Japan
Yeah.
is. So I'm like, oh wait, that this is a thing. This is yeah. So yeah, just a crazy parallelism theory for me.
Can you spell it out for me? What first, what is the King's Will? And second, no. I really want to know.
Oh
Because I've
god.
watched a limited
Are you
amount
fishing
of
for
No,
it.
Raffy, like the King's Will
This
is an
hard.
entire season.
Yeah, King's Will is like a whole
Suffer
season.
like
Right.
he did.
No, I,
Suffer.
I actually wanted to
But-
mention Attack on Titan in my weeks too because
Cool.
like the thing with the anime itself at least is the first season is draggy despite its popularity. I didn't actually enjoy majority of the first season.
It has the worst pacing.
Yeah, and because it's how they tackled it. Because during the first season, they tried to tackle it like a regular shonen mainstream anime.
Yeah,
We're
plus the
gonna
manga-
stretch this as long as we can to make the most money, get the most views, and all that.
Exactly.
And then the manga was like slow turtle pacing with bad art and all that nonsense. Come the second season onwards, it's completely different. The pacing is lightning fast in season 2 and up to the current one. It's hyper condensed and it fixes all the problems that I've been hearing about the manga. Because I looked at the manga because the years between these seasons after season 2 are so long. Like
Very
wasn't
long.
season 2 and 3 like 3 something years apart? Something like that?
Yeah.
It's like this anime came out so long ago. During the Historia arc before like the king part, that's when I took a peek into the manga and like, oh my god, because people were complaining about like there's no titans, it's just politics and talking, and then I reached
that's
that
my
in the
favorite
anime,
part.
and it's so good in the anime.
Yeah, it's my
Parang-
favorite
Right.
part.
It's like an episode and a half and so much gets dumped, and parang I was also doing the thing where I was caught up, so I was watching it weekly, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I need more.
It's pretty dang good.
Yeah,
It's pretty
and as far as the base premise, it's gone so far beyond what it originally is that I'm
Mhm.
like, I cannot imagine what is happening next. And lo and behold, the first episode of this final season, I'm like,
it's like
I
what?
don't know where we are.
There's been a what? Like how many years of a time skip did we have?
We don't even know if there's a
episode
time
one
skip
is
at all
time
at this
skip
point.
kagad.
Yeah.
Hey,
Diba?
It's like, is this a
wait a
time?
minute.
What's going on?
Then they kind of fast forward ulit from the manga, like comparing to the
Yun
manga.
nga
they
eh. We don't know
fast-forwarded.
if it's a proper fast forward and how far of a fast forward it is
Because
even.
like you said, season 1 to season 3 yata, it's a big time skip jump rin, diba? From the show.
There's at least
like,
one ata.
yeah.
Like- Like I think it's like a
Huh.
year. Like
Yeah.
like season 1 to 4 is like a year.
yeah.
Okay.
Man. Okay, okay.
No, there's
I
a
guess
bigger
I'll
jump
watch
from
it.
3 to 4 because like characters' hairs grow long,
Yeah,
and they
no,
sort of
okay.
tease that at the beginning of the
If
third
that's the
season.
case, that's the infamous time skip in the manga, like starting from the beach.
Oh, the first
Yeah, yeah.
episode.
The beach
That's
is
the
time
time
skip time.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, big time
we
skip.
started
Big
with that.
Mhm.
That's fast.
Yeah,
Like, comparing
it's
it to manga,
fucking
that's
lightning fast in the manga compared to the manga. And like as far as like anime goes, the pacing in Attack on Titan is crazy. Like yun nga,
Yeah.
trudge through the first season because that's the worst one.
Mm-hmm.
But I know a lot of people like it because of the premise. But second season onwards, you won't even feel it. It's like 10 episodes per season lang ata.
Yeah,
Or
it's-
some 10 to 13. It's
Dude, I
incredibly
burned
short
through
compared to the first one. It's like half the number of episodes.
I burned through everything in almost less than a week.
Yeah.
And like
Watch
Real
it, Raffy. Like the intrigue on that show is it will hook you up.
Raffy, I really want to explain the will of the king
Yeah.
and like
No.
what the Titans actually are.
Dude, I
and
don't
shit
think
like that.
I think even
It's
if you
so
do
hard to
explain it, it's not
It won't
that
have
it
the
doesn't
same
do it justice. It's not enough.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
have to
Because
watch.
so
You have
many
to
other
experience
things are happening at the exact same time as all of that.
Yeah,
Diba?
yeah.
Nah. Yun nga. If you have any passing interest to this and you just dropped it because the first season was weird,
Like
just
imagine
burn
if
through
we're-
that, then okay na. It should be fine after that.
Imagine us reading the King's Will to you right now is something like us telling you that Shawn Michaels won WrestleMania, but we didn't know, like we didn't explain the
big
the
deal.
build up of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like we explained, Hulk Hogan's a champion, but we didn't explain
But then
the
Triple H
rivalry that
came
he has
in,
with
you know?
with Andre the Giant and the Ultimate Warrior and his.
I hate, I
intricacies
hate
with
how
Vince
you
McMahon.
can. I hate how you typecast me, but it's so effective.
It's working.
So, dude, it works. Like we will like
you know exactly how to speak to me in the most like typecast
yeah, the
wrestling
most
way.
relatable way. Like imagine
Use
us
the bunga
telling you
language.
that, oh wait, it's the Undertaker's last ride, but we didn't explain to you
Yeah,
how
you didn't go on that
abusive the
journey with the
relationship is
Undertaker.
between Vince McMahon and the Undertaker. So that's Attack on Titan.
yeah. Yeah.
Attack on Titan is Undertaker's journey.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he gets to the beach.
Please be excited for the last ride, rap, which is
Please be excited
Attack on
again for the
Titan.
last ride.
Oh my god. Please, no more last rides. Only the last one. And only the one.
All right. What else you got, Emile, aside from Attack on Tita?
So, Attack on Titan was great. 100% recommend. If you guys are not on it yet, get on it. I've been watching a lot of shows actually. Like
Nice.
I've been doing a lot of catch up on a lot of shit. So like I've been like catching up on like fucking Boku no Hero Academia. I've been
Oh,
catching
shit.
up on like what do you call it? I actually
Fire
watched
Force?
all of One Punch Man again.
Oh,
That's
Like I
fun.
forgot how good the animation of that is. But another show that I actually watched because since I ran out of Attack on Titan and I was looking for some military like politics action, like shit like that,
Mhm.
I ended up
okay.
going through my Netflix shit and then it says like, oh, since you watched Attack on Titan, you might like this. So I ended up watching something called
Olympus has fallen.
so Netflix was like, "Yo, you attacked. You
You
watched
attacked on Titan.
you attacked on Titan, so you
Mhm.
might like this." And I ended up watching something called Saga of Tanya the Evil. And I'm
Oh,
not
I've
sure
heard
if you
of
guys
that.
know what this is. Do you guys know what this is?
No.
I've heard
I
of
do
it. I
not.
haven't watched it, but they say like I've seen like pictures of it, and it's just like, oh, this angry little Nazi-looking girl
No, yeah,
Really?
big Nazi.
is the
Um,
protagonist.
what do you call it? So, I was like, okay, I'm really out of military political drama action, so I'm gonna give this a shot. So I gave it a shot, and the thing is, Tanya the Evil is like so weird because the animation is really really good, right? And the concept is really really stupid. But the thing is, the show kind of pulls it off in a really weird way because the political intrigue and like the maneuvering, the politics and shit is actually super real. So I actually finished it in one sitting. Like,
What? How many
no,
episodes
yeah,
are there?
there's only 12
a lot of
episodes, and I
Nazi.
just kept going. I just kept going,
Oh.
and I was like, oh, I'm out. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
time for Olympus Has Fallen again.
So
I
the
guess.
thing with Tanya the Evil is like it starts you off in an alternate reality World War One, pre-World War One situation. It's like it's very similar to our world. All of the names are changed, but this is obviously Nazi Germany right now. But it's like the first World War for them. So like there are similarities between our world and this world, and blah 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 blah. It's like a big powder keg in the European countries is about to go down, and everyone's kind of pointing their guns at each other and shit. And there's like big wars, big trench fights. Gonna. It's like World War II and World War II combined, something like that. But the main difference is in this universe, everyone has magic. So it's like World War One warfare, but instead of like
So,
a battalion of planes,
Metal
there's a
Alchemist?
battalion. Yeah, there's like a battalion of mages in the sky with rifles that shoot magic bullets that cause explosions. That's it. It's the only difference,
Huh.
right? And you follow a character called Tanya, and for some reason, she is a little 10-year-old girl, but she's already a major in this army. Like she's already leading her own company and shit like that, and like she's ruthless or whatever, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, interesting, interesting. And then it introduces to you the concept of the show. And apparently, the actual concept of the show is that in 2018, our time, Japan, a random salaryman, a random like salaryman, they introduce a random salaryman, and he's a massive scumbag. He's really good at climbing the corporate ladder. And his job at the company is to fire employees. And everyone hates him for it. And he just follows the rules, and he's like really good at like being an asshole in the company. He's good at being a corporate shill, following the rules, climbing the ladder, blah blah blah. One day, he fires an employee, and he's like, "No, you're leaving." Blah blah blah. And later on the train station, that employee that he fired actually shoves him into the train, and he gets killed on like by the train.
Oh, like in
And-
Gantz.
Oh.
Like in Gantz, exactly like in Gantz. And then
Oh, no.
right before he's killed, time freezes, and he's confronted by God. And he's like,
Morgan
Yo.
Freeman.
yeah, it's like, yo, you live kind of a shitty life. It's like blah 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 blah, and he's like talking about that, and then the guy's like, oh fuck you, I don't believe in God. And then the God's like, wait, I'm talking. to
I'm
you
in front
right
of you.
now. I'm talking to you right now. And he's like, no, that doesn't prove anything. And then they actually
Nice.
go on a philosophical conversation of why he's like that and like why he doesn't believe in God and shit. And then for that, like they kind of come up with like the decision that, yo, I'm like this because I'm a product of my society. Like society's too easy, blah 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 blah. Why would I believe in you? Blah, right? So when he says that, God is like, okay, so I'll reincarnate you into a place that's shitty. So he
God.
reincarnates him into the body of like a little girl in Nazi Germany when a war is about to break out.
Okay.
What the hell?
That's it.
Does he remember?
Oh, no.
Yes, yes, he remembers everything. He has the
that's-
mental capability of a middle-aged salaryman, but he's a little girl.
That's so weird.
Because
That
reasons.
sounds very wrong.
So
and
so
weird.
so so here, the concept is stupid. When I heard about that concept, I was like, "That's dumb." A salaryman gets isekai'd into World War One.
As an
Okay,
anime girl.
yeah, as an anime girl. But the
Yeah,
thing is,
it's an anime
they don't
girl.
capitalize on the cutesy anime girl thing, and it's kind of grim and gruesome and shit like that. And I watched it, and the interesting thing about it is that all this salaryman wants is to live a peaceful life, right?
Really?
Really?
Huh.
So he tries to keep using his corporate knowledge and like how to climb the ladder to get a military position far away from the front line. And he's really good at it, and he keeps succeeding and shit like that. But whenever he's like about to succeed, God shows up and he's like, "No, fuck you," and does something that will make him go to the front line. And
That's
it was a
nice.
fun watch. It was a
Yes.
super fun watch. Yeah. That's mostly what I can say about Tanya the Evil. It's interesting. It's very interesting. And the
So
animation
weird.
is top notch. Fucking magic dog fights in the air with magic rifles is pretty dang cool.
I didn't just expect it to be, oh, I'm an old salaryman, but now I'm a magical girl.
I'm a Nazi lolly.
Dude, I know it sounds bad,
Yes.
but like the animation is just so good, and like how he actually maneuvers himself into the military is interesting. And everyone's like, "Yo, that little girl is scary. What the fuck?"
I don't know how to feel
Okay.
about it. Holy shit.
Mhm. It's like, give it a shot. It might be for you. It might not be for you.
What's the title of this again?
Saga of
Tanya the
Tanya the
Terrible?
Evil.
Oh, the
Alright.
evil, sorry.
Yeah,
For-
Saga of
for the
Tanya the
peeps.
Evil. Like, if you're into like military political drama at all, check it out. The concept is stupid, but the execution is really good. And to top it all off, the animation is great. So if you're into like air fights, like dog fights in the air, but instead of airplanes, it's like mages. Like
Mhm.
Oh.
it's super cool. It's super duper cool.
So it's not actually World War II. Oh.
No. Like it's in a parallel world. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. And I think the last thing on my week is something I share with Miguel Samson.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to ask you something about that, Emile.
Sure.
How heavy are the dumbbells you use? Or you...
You know what? I actually don't know how many kilograms the dumbbells I lift are.
You have to know.
I don't
to
know.
know.
I actually don't know.
Aren't they
This
written
is-
on it?
Crazy.
It should be.
No, yeah,
There's
they're
a lot
right
of
there.
crazy things in this whole podcast. What you just said, that's super crazy.
Dude, the dumbbells are right there. I could check, but I can't.
Oh,
All right.
He chooses
Ask
not
him.
to.
Okay.
I choose not to. Yeah. Faith-based dumbbell lifting.
Why did you ask that though?
So,
No, because that's the
That's
title.
the title of the
show.
anime. Watch it.
Oh,
the show.
oh,
How?
okay.
So,
Whoops.
so the show that both Samson and I got into is called "How Many Kilograms Are the Dumbbells You Lift?" and it's on Netflix. And
It's also
Um,
weird because that's like the show has two titles, right? Like it's either how many kilograms are the dumbbells you lift, or how heavy are the dumbbells you lift. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure which one's correct.
The one on
For
Netflix is
Netflix.
how many kilograms are the dumbbells you lift.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like for like the global localization, it's just how heavy are the
Yes.
dumbbells you lift.
No, it's
Right.
it's Japanese.
Oh yeah.
It's probably something we can't mention
Kilogram.
because anime.
How many kilograms are the dumbbells you lift, Emile?
Yoda.
Why are you saying it like Limey's show? What the fuck?
This is
But
kilograms.
yeah. So we watched this
It's,
anime,
it's heavier than feathers.
and it's like I really think Raffy might like this anime. You know?
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think Raffy might like this anime because it's for surely a slice of life anime with fan service, like a lot of fan service. That's just to hook the people, right? That's just to get them on board. There are waifus in this show and shit like that. They're gratuitous with the scenes, but the thing with it is that it introduces you to the concept of a healthy lifestyle through exercise.
Fuck yeah, dog. What the
And
Yeah.
and the thing with it is, though, with every episode, it teaches you legitimate like exercises,
Yeah.
the proper form to do it, how many reps you should start out with, and the proper diet to supplement these activities. Like it gives you a whole crash course on fitness, working out, and actually like becoming healthier. And it's all under the guise of a slice of life anime of a high school girl who just wants to get thinner for summer.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
It's
Dude, it's so weird. But
as,
It's wow. Wow.
are you watching it right now?
Yes. Cry.
Oh, as someone
There is
as
a
someone
I'm
who
watching
has
this show. Sorry, go.
no, as someone who worked out before, as someone who watched this, it's legit. The show's format is like what Emile said. There's always a segment of this trainer guy named Machio who
Yes.
teaches you how to do the exercise, and then teaches you again some alternative form of exercise at the end of the show. And I know, like how they format it, it makes you want to like work
Exercise.
out with them. Like
Yeah.
like in a kids television show, like for example, like Barney or what's that? Those types of Sesame Street educational TV shows where they're trying, like they're encouraging you to kind of perform with them.
No, yeah,
Like,
honestly,
oh, let's
yeah, honestly, this anime is a lot more motivating than it should be. Like, while Donna and I were watching it, we were just staring at each other and we were just like, I gotta be honest, this is motivating me to work out, man. And I think it's because of how educational it is and how they explain the science behind working out. And like, Raffy, I really think you're gonna be into this show because it
Yeah,
it
there
explains everything, right?
There are episodes where I'm surprised on how deep they went into explaining stuff, like actual workout myths. Like, for example, it's a myth for people to stretch before working out. It's actually
Yeah, they
bad.
tackle that. Hmm.
So they tackle that. They also tackle like the correct form of going into like push-ups or doing another alternative form of push-ups, which is like what's that? Like, it's like an explosive push-ups and how to properly execute it. So like it's similar to CrossFit push-ups or something like that. So because
Yeah.
there's a character who incorporates body weight exercises only instead of like working out using dumbbells or weights. So there's a lot of characters who represent like a type of
Exercise.
person that is working out in that type of discipline. Like for example, someone's into sports like boxing, and there's this one dude who's only into heavyweight like weightlifting or free weightlifting. They even tackle into exercise machines, which is nice because like there's this myth on that, oh, exercise machines bad and it's not really that good, but they kind of told
Dispel
or,
that myth.
yeah, they dispelled that myth that, oh no, it's actually like a complementary thing to do when you're doing exercise. It's so proper, is what I'm saying. It's surprisingly authentic. Like
Yeah,
they
this
even-
feels like a government-funded effort to get like children and like teens and people our age to actually work out.
Yeah.
right, and in the form of a very funny show. Like that,
Yeah,
this show is
it's
legitimately
hilarious.
funny.
Mhm.
Like the trainer guy is like he just shows up as this lanky trainer dude with like an overall windbreaker get up, but whenever he talks about bodybuilding, just hulks out. His clothes got ripped because of how his actual body is so buff. And
Like-
then whenever he finishes buffing out, he just goes and gets another pair of like windbreakers, and then his body shrinks. Like it's it's so
Yeah.
funny.
Like the
whenever
best part about Machio-san is that he has this super developed buff body, but he has a generic anime head,
Yup.
and it just
Yeah.
does not look good. And it
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the show just sticks with it. They're like, nope, that's how he looks.
I've seen it. I've
Yeah.
seen
and
the
then-
intro, and,
and-
I'm like, what
and
the
then-
fuck is this?
What the fuck is that
then his-
man?
His fucking character is such a it's such a joy. Like whenever he gets pumped up by exercise, he just flats out yells like pose names like side chest and then side triceps. He just does that and yells it. And
Mhm.
then
It's
just
great.
poses.
And like
great.
what Migs was talking about a while ago, he's like the Raffy of this show, where he has his own segment, right? Like
Right.
he makes his own segment wherein like it's Machio's muscle corner or something. After they talk about a muscle group or an exercise, he has this own muscle corner segment where he explains proper form, how to do it, how many reps, which muscles are targeted by this
Yeah.
exercise, how
That's the
often
important
you
part.
should do it. Yeah.
He tells which muscles affect that certain exercise, so you know that what you're getting into.
And
Yeah,
he
it's
stresses proper form and doing it properly. And like I really like how he actually is super clear about what exercises are best. It's like, yo, if you're just doing dumbbell curls, that's actually great. Like he says that. Like don't like underestimate the dumbbell curl, or don't try to go for super heavy weights. He explains that you should be lifting what is right for you. And another thing I like about the show is how they de-romanticize the deadlift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like so many people in the fitness world are like, it's all about the deadlift, right? And in this show, he's like, yo, deadlifts are cool, but if you don't do them properly, they're bad for you. So maybe not.
There's one episode where they actually tell you the muscles you need to develop if you want to run fast, and that was an impressive like
Dope.
segment.
Mhm.
Wait, if you want to run, like if you want to run fast, you got to work on your calves. You got to work on this
I-
muscle that's in between your
hamstrings.
abdominals.
Yeah.
No, like the
Oh.
muscle in between your abdominals, which is hidden, and it can only be like stimulated when you do bicycle
Crunches.
abdominals, like
Yeah,
bicycle
crunches.
crunches. It's really good. Like I didn't know that.
Sick. I didn't know that.
Because
Dude.
those are like hip joint muscles, which kind of is like affecting your run speed, or it's just so good. Like
Sorry,
multifunctions.
Now I've been watching all this time.
Okay.
We're at the Machio's muscle section.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brother Muscles.
Dude, brother muscles.
They're doing it. They're doing it.
Raffy, I really think you're gonna love this show, and I think he's already watching it.
God, I missed the gym. I missed the
Yeah.
gym so
Dude,
much.
No, dude,
watching
dude,
this
that's the best
series
part.
made me miss the gym and
Dude,
working out.
Oh my
It actually
God.
made me miss the gym too, because they actually even tackle the sauna and like myths about the
Oh,
sauna at the gym and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like,
What were people? Okay, what's the myth?
no, yeah. Like myths like if you go to the sauna, you'll
Yeah.
lose weight and stuff
No.
like that.
No,
Yeah,
specifically you lose fat, which is the myth. But
yeah.
in
It's
reality,
actually
you
water
lose just water weight.
Water
Yeah.
weight.
What do you call it, Raffy? And-
you actually lose fat is not through sweating, but through breathing.
What do you call it, Raffy? You just said you miss the gym, and watching this show is the best because it is aware that not everyone can go to gym, and they actually offer alternatives for you to do while you're stuck at home. And like a part of my brain is like, man, like this is really just targeted at like the general Japanese audience right now who are stuck at home in little homes, and they actually offer you alternatives. Hey, if you don't have like weights at home,
Dumbbells.
fill a grocery bag with random bullshit and do dumbbell curls with that. Do dumbbell curls with a 1 liter bottle of water, or actually wear a backpack and fill it with heavy books, and then do like exercises there. Like
Squat.
it's super interesting. It's great.
And you're gonna put it on your back?
Yeah.
Weight
Yeah.
distribution.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's one thing that you haven't mentioned, Emile, and that's a hidden factor or a hidden like fact or trivia surrounding this show. That it's
Which
like
is?
it's kind of related to Kang and Ashura.
It's kind
What?
of. Go.
What do you-
Yeah, there are connections like non-direct connections to the show King and Ashura, because there are characters
Whoa.
that are related to some characters in King and Ashura.
What?
Yep.
So there's that,
What?
and the reason is the the writer of the show is the same one as King and Ashura.
This is the gym spin-off.
I guess
Exactly.
so.
And Ashura.
It's like
Oh,
how,
you have,
how
you
do
have
you get to the level of Kang and Ashura?
yeah.
Oh.
Because you have like Soyoin, like who's that character? Emile, I think it's Akemi, the
Yeah.
smart woman who's
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
really
yeah.
into muscles.
Yep, that one.
I think they mentioned that she's a sister to one of the families in Kang and Ashura who's actually in the bid. To,
Yep.
to-
Yep,
to
she
the
is.
tournament.
She's one of one of the rich families in Kang and Ashura. She belongs to that family. And
Yeah.
sometime later, they also mention this pro wrestler in the world, and they were talking about how he trained to get there. But when they show the image, they just show the image straight up of the pro wrestler from Kang and Ashura
Yeah.
with a
Yeah,
sensor
I saw
bar
that.
on his eyes. Mhm.
It's
Just
good.
Legally
straight up,
distinct.
it's the character from Kang and Ashura.
Yeah. I think there's even like a mention of the Corey family.
Well, there go the clothes.
The Corey family. So that's something that it's just riddled with Kang and Ashura Easter eggs that it could be indirectly like
Dude,
inside the universe of Kang and Ashura.
while all the things are happening in Kang and Ashura, this is what's happening at a normal school.
At the gyms, yeah.
At the
Mhm.
gyms.
It's absolutely great. It's super great. And I think Raffy would enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's my
Big
personal
Rex
rec
for
Raffy.
I might.
It's weird though because
I've watched
anime.
It's getting me.
Yeah.
It's getting me. You know, I'm looking at it and I feel like I could taste the gym. Like you know, you can feel the gym in your mouth. You know how
Yeah,
like you
you
spend
can
so
taste
much
the
time in it,
iron.
you can
taste the rust.
it. Yeah, you can feel the muscles in your hand.
Smell
that
your
are
snot.
used to clanging and banging, and you can kind of feel the rubber of the
Bang.
floor. I can smell it, dude. Also,
Yeah. The bounce and downs, yeah.
What?
Oh, full paper na kagad, okay.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah,
that's him. That's the man.
rubber muscle. Macho, son.
the fuck.
He's the best. He's the absolute best.
Side
So
triceps, yeah.
that's my week. That's my week.
Nice. I will
Nice.
put that
Awesome.
on the old Listerooski. Thank you very much for this gift.
So,
Oh yes, it's
Yeah, man.
amazing. You'll love it, Raffy.
All
I
right.
guess that
What about you,
this
Migs?
is my week now.
Yeah, since you're bouncing off
aside from
the muscles,
bouncing with the muscles, yeah.
flexing with
So
the
aside
muscles.
from how heavy are the dumbbells to lift, I watched a few non-Netflix shows. Well, actually, just one non-Netflix movie, and it's Tenet. I've watched Tenet,
Ooh,
Oh.
and it is such a good Christopher Nolan movie. Unfortunately, it's not available in Netflix,
Not.
so I have to
Right.
get it into I have to get it via.
that movie came out this
Other
year
movie
too, right?
Yep. Just
It
came, out.
like last month, I think,
Yeah,
in theaters,
1 or 2 months
in
ago,
select
something
US
like that.
theaters. Yeah, but yeah, I think they will be all available in digital starting, I think, in December 16 yet, December 17th.
Oh, that's
Like
not
it
too
will be
far.
available
Oh,
officially on.
Far away.
Mhm. But yeah, I watched it and it's something that like it's a very interesting movie. It's actually like a spy movie, sort of like a James Bond movie with all of Christopher Nolan's wacky concepts, and it's great. Like it stars Denzel Washington's son. I forgot his name, but he's a Washington. Um, and who's that? Uh, and who's that guy from Twilight? The new Batman,
Addison.
Oh,
Pattinson.
Cedric
Yeah,
Diggory.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cedric. Guys, all stars.
The man from the lighthouse with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, yeah, actually.
The man who
yeah.
killed the seabird.
Oh, you're right. Right.
Wants me lobsters. And yeah, it's actually good. Like I really like it. The sound design of that movie is so cool. It was composed by Ludwig Göransson again, same dude who did The Mandalorian and Creed
Ooh.
and all those. It's great. Like they did something like they did an effect in the sound design where the audio track somehow sounds like they're in reverse. Like
Mm.
if you kind of want
Oh.
to imagine it, it's distinctly like Braid, where there's like and it's just it's cool. Like they've got the sound design on, and I'm not sure if I can
It's all
spoil.
about,
I think
moving forwards
think
and
they-
backwards and shit like that, right?
yeah, I think they've already explained in the trailer what the Nolan concept is for this movie this time around. It's basically about time, and so it plays about it plays around time. They have this like in this universe. There's devices that makes you go backwards instead of forwards. So they have a like like a moniker about it, but I forgot. Hold on, let me just check.
You can do it.
Yeah, this is all sciencey shit. Wait,
The forward back. The
the forward back.
forward back.
No, it's entropy. Like inverted entropy is the concept that they've they've presented or showed in this movie, where there are objects that were put in the timeline that was from the future, therefore they move backwards instead of forwards. So it's
Wow.
really it's
Wow.
really wild. Like I think this is
Alright.
the wildest that Nolan has been. I think it compares to Inception in terms of concepts.
Right.
So it's fun. It's a fun concept, like inverted entropy, because they've had scenes in the movie where someone goes forward, then goes back, and then they kind of went in and go back to the machine, and they went to go forward again and go back. It's fun. It's like solving a puzzle while watching it,
Interesting.
as do all Christopher Nolan movies do. That said, it's a bit convoluted. It shouldn't be that convoluted, but at the same time, because of it being that convoluted, it's fun, and it might be dragging because 2 hours, like two and a half hours yata. It's fun. So once Tenet comes out, yeah, I recommend you guys watch it, because I am holding like I need someone to talk about it, because it's something that I
Wait,
really want to talk about.
what do you mean once it comes out?
Like officially?
Officially.
But you can-
On
yeah, officially.
yeah, he
It's an
mentioned
early
it's
access.
coming out to most things
Yeah,
on the 16th.
I've gotten the early access in the sea.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Right.
Yar.
Got you.
yar.
Because my next question was,
So-
how are you watching it? But I guess that answers that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the sea, man.
You have to
Our
subscribe
first
to a
love
different god.
is the
He got his copy from the future, and now it's moving backwards in time.
Oh, you got it. You got the concept.
There you go.
Someone from the future inverted the copy that I watched, and then I finally got to watch it. Thanks, future.
But that means you're watching it in reverse. You're watching the movie
But-
in reverse.
But Raffy, that's the catch. There are parts in the movie that are in reverse.
What?
but no,
Interesting.
it's part of my joke. But yeah, it's
Would
good.
you-
Like God,
Do you think that since it's all about moving forwards, backwards shit, and that the word Tenet is also like a forward backwards thing, it's the same
Yeah.
both ways, and blah 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 blah.
they kind of
Do you
played with
think-
that.
They have to, right? They have to put in a thing where if you watch the movie in reverse, it'll also make sense. They have to.
Oh,
They have
shit.
Wait a
awesome.
minute. Wait,
That-
I haven't tried that actually, but that's the thing. Like they kind of lead that off because of the music, because there are parts of the music that sounds reversed.
Hmm.
So that's. Pero yun nga, like there are
If someone's going to attempt
you gotta expect
Nolan.
Nolan movies nowadays that's how he operates. You know,
Yeah,
like there are scenes already, like the first 5 minutes of a Nolan movie could be very significant at the end, or
Mhm.
vice versa. So that's something that a lot of Nolan fans kind of expected, because it's like like you're working, trying to solve a puzzle, watching it.
Right.
So
Right. And he's not.
It's really good.
I am
Please
interested to watch it
I mean,
because it does look good.
I mean, please invert it and watch it. So
When it comes
yeah,
In 3
please.
days.
No, invert
Future.
it now. I don't want to. But
Why
yeah,
don't
I really do want to
Hurt ourselves
I-
so we can watch a legal copy.
because it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet, right?
It's happened somewhere,
Yeah.
just not in this region.
It
I
happened
guess.
somewhere that is.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
man, it's so
like,
good.
like Migs is just like in the spirit of the movie. He's grabbed the copy from the future.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Thank
He'll
you.
pay for it
Thank you,
eventually.
Kenneth Brower. Yeah, exactly. With
Yeah.
inverted money, but
Yeah. Your money is still in
I
your
still-
wallet.
I
and
still
it's going
I
to
still
come
have yet to get my 13 month. So inverted
The money's
money,
in the
yeah, sure, I
future.
for it. Money's in the future. Hopefully I get it now. I want my PC back. But yeah, that's my week, man. That's most of my weeks.
Nice.
Because another thing happened early on, like yesterday, and I think Raffy would kind of
What?
talk about it, and it
Oh,
involves
the best
Apex
theme song ever.
Legends. Yeah, dude.
What are you talking about?
Oh, are you not gonna talk about Apex Legends? Okay, so I'll just talk about a little about Apex Legends,
Sure, go.
because we got back into it, Emile.
Yeah, that's
And not
crazy.
just me,
Holy shit.
Raffy.
kind of
Miggy also joined us yesterday with an Apex Legends session.
I should
And
re-download
it's-
it.
It's on Steam
yeah,
now.
dude.
It's
Yeah,
on
it's
Too
Steam.
bad.
Yeah, dude.
No, that's the thing. I'm playing it with them via PlayStation, so you could
Yeah.
just go and download.
Shit. Okay.
Because
It's
one
weird.
fine
Like-
day, just Migs just goes, I want to shoot something.
Yeah,
I
but
don't have a
can't
PC.
because I
Yeah,
don't have Valorant.
yeah. So he goes.
Dude, I was this close to
download it.
actually buying R6 in the PS4.
Oh
Because
no!
it's on sale right now.
Don't.
Does it have
Migs.
crossplay?
500.
R6 have
No, it
crossplay?
doesn't. No, it
Oh.
no, it doesn't. That's the
Migs,
thing. I like.
don't.
Why? Don't.
It's
Apex,
already
but yeah,
December.
Apex
Just
is-
wait it out.
I know. But yeah, dude,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Apex Legends, we got back into it.
Yup.
Because I was actually wanting to come back ever since they announced that there's going to be crossplay for it. So I'm just waiting for that moment. And then nagkataon lang talaga na, no PC, boo. So I guess I could just play it on the PS4 with you guys. And that's the thing. Like, I saw there's like a boon in our friend circles when it
Yeah.
comes to Apex Legends. Like I saw Ram suddenly playing it. One of
Yup.
our good friends, Ram. Shout outs to Ram. Yeah, do an SO on that one. But yeah, we tried it. Me and Raffy tried it with Ram, and it was a fun ride. We did jokes on his stream.
No
It
wins.
was unforgettable. Yeah, the wins are the jokes. We didn't get a win, but we get the jokes out, and
What's
it's
important.
stupid. Yeah, like I think what happened was like one of the first jokes that first bits we did is that we did Captain Price impressions, and somehow I got Raffy to laugh again a lot because of one word, which is cheeky. Like, don't get cheeky. It was, yeah,
This
it
this
got
man,
him good.
this man who is talking right now, that Migs just has a direct, like, a direct hotline to my funny bone sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know why it
let's say some
happens.
stupid shit. We'll be fucking, we'll be fucking playing Apex, and he just out of the blue just goes, check your corners, like Captain Price.
Yeah.
it turns into
Check
like
those corners.
a
Don't be
full 10
cheeky.
minutes. Yeah,
Check it, so.
Keep your
a full
keep your boots grounded and your feet wet. And then
Don't get cheeky. Don't get cheeky is my favorite one.
Oh,
Being in a military operation and the call out
that's
is
what-
don't get cheeky.
that's a reference to Gaz in Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah.
They said cheeky
yeah.
bastard.
Bastard. And then for some reason we
No,
went from Captain Price quotes into calling someone Scope McTavish, and then from there we
because-
became Barbosa. Like, I don't know how.
I think the Captain Price impression started when I saw a scope and then I said scope, and then you just laughed out loud. Why are you laughing, Raffy? I just said scope, and then
I don't know.
suddenly
I don't know.
scope. Parang, what kind of name is scope?
Yeah, that's
And then
where it started.
That
Yeah.
divulged into a Modern Warfare like bit,
Mhm.
and then somehow we did pirate.
I don't know
accents?
how we arrived at pirate.
Bad
I
luck to
don't
kill a
understand
seabird,
how.
and then it became
Like, I
Barbosa.
think we did.
Yeah,
What I
'cause,
remember
like,
is we did Charlie's joke about what's the pirate's favorite letter.
yeah.
Raffy
Arr.
Raffy just ruined it by saying the C agad. It should be R, but
The
no,
C.
it's the C. And
At
Yeah.
one point, it got so fucking crazy. We got so deep into the pirate memes that are like, I just heard Migs and Ram kind of shriek, like they were like,
What?
ah!
really?
They shrieked. They said, ah! And then I said, what's wrong? And they just go, the sea. And then I completely understood what they meant. They just, the circle was closing
It's
in
the
on
storm
us.
circle.
And we just
Yeah.
started running. I hate that we
That's like the sea origins.
incredible.
Yeah, the sea is coming for us.
What's wrong?
Run. The sea is a and then let's say that the sea is a
Brutal
No,
mistress.
mistress.
forgiving and brutal mistress. Yeah, that's what it is. And ano nga ba yun? Shit. And that happened like during Ram stream, but yesterday when me, Raffy, and Miggy were playing, Raffy did something amazing again, which is make us laugh hard stuff. And I'm not sure if Raffy got disconnected, but what happened was we lost. We lost a match, and then he started humming Apex Legends, and then I immediately laughed out loud because I already got what he's going after. But Miggy doesn't know because he's new to the game.
Mm-hmm.
But what it is that Raffy is he's humming the Apex Legends jump music,
The drop theme, yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
drop theme while singing Apex Legends, and then when Miggy heard the actual drop theme, he just lost it because he finally got it, and then we just
Yeah.
said, "Welcome to Apex Legends." And
That's the
I know.
ano yan? The initiation theme.
that's where it hits. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
the initiation theme. Like, welcome to the family. So yeah,
Keep
I
going,
guess
keep
that's
going.
my week. Yeah, but basically that's my week. Like, we're back in Apex Legends. I actually want to play more Apex Legends because
Shit, I should
even though
read
I'm
now.
on the controller, it's not bad. I mean, I'm still dropping kills and dropping shots like I was playing in the mouse. But yeah, I haven't played with Carlos yet. That's the thing.
Oh,
Like me and Carlos planned this actually.
Tactical man.
Because it's because remember when we were playing
Yeah, the other night.
what's that game?
when we all
Spellbreak?
re-downloaded it for some reason.
Yeah, when we were playing Spellbreak, I was so bored at one session. It's like, oh god, can this game have guns? And then we were laughing about it. And then wait a minute, let's just download Apex Legends Lost and just be done with it. And then sure. And then that's where the intention of playing Apex Legends began. So yeah, that's basically my week, dude.
Nice.
Sick. Well, while we
Well-
wait for Raffy to come back, what about you, King?
Shut up! I'm the host.
Okay.
Don't stop pulling it away
shit.
from me.
Damn it.
I was about to get on that. Yeah, I need to put in some more time with the Apex. That's a good feeling shooter, man.
It
Right?
feels
It's-
so
it's
good,
nice.
doesn't
And I
it?
can surprisingly I can aim in that game for some reason. Like it's not the best. It's better than I expected though. That's cool.
Like the first few games, like you will feel disjointed because lots of skills, lots of things happening, and in the distance there's someone aiming at us. But
dude,
like, the more we
it's-
die,
It's still like looking for moving dots in the map, but compared to
Yeah.
the scale of a regular
Right.
battle royale, the maps are significantly more condensed. So the point-to-point action is a lot. It happens a lot more frequently,
Yeah.
and it's not like in Spellbreak, which is like a more standardized form of battle royale, big map and
big.
do nothing for 30 minutes, die in 2 minutes, right?
this
Like-
Apex Legends just every minute kind of.
Yeah,
has
it's
action.
fucking tense even when it's really quiet, and it's not even that long per round, so it's easy to just go back and forth. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out some more. And it
Also,
runs smooth
Emile,
on my
if you-
PC, which is nice. It runs smoother than Genshin
Nice.
Impact sometimes.
Really? Smoother than
Really?
Genshin? Huh?
Genshin
Damn.
is surprisingly heavy, dude.
Optimized.
It is.
Huh.
I blame the grass, but yeah.
Mm.
So I'm gonna need to check out the Apex some more. But for the media consumption, in terms of the shows, I've been catching up on DuckTales season 3, especially since it's the final season for that show because it's not getting renewed, which is sad.
Shit.
And I caught up to the fabled episode that Migs was mentioning, which is the Darkwing Duck one, and it's real good.
Yeah.
It is also
It's
like
really
45
good.
minutes long. It's 2 episodes in
It's a
one,
special.
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real good. Like the explanation of how the villains show up, straight up, it's perfect. It's dumb. Like, and it's not just that. The rest of the show is still like as charming as it ever was, if not more. Fucking side characters are getting their own episodes, which is great. Like Penumbra from the moon trying to learn Earth fun
Oh.
and thinking
sounds
a
fun,
brain
yeah.
freeze is an attack on her.
Oh.
Oh no.
And you know how she has super strength, starts breaking everything in the process too. Penumbra's great.
Goofy was there in the season.
I haven't reached that yet, but he was in the poster, right? So he
Yeah.
should show up there. One of my favorite
watch out for
episodes
Goofy.
is the Fountain of Youth with Goldie,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was good.
and
that was really
that
that's
fucking lion character was in like an older Disney show, wasn't he?
Was he?
I think.
Can't remember.
At least his design looks familiar to me. He might be like a Tailspin villain or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But
But yeah, that-
like
that one
fucking
was-
that season is
that
great.
episode really stood out. Yeah.
Yeah. The interactions between the characters, and especially since it's building off the older seasons, it's amazing. Like that show is top notch. It's sad to see it go.
Yeah,
But enjoy
they-
it while you can.
They kind of not announced it that season 3 would be the final season of DuckTales.
It's
and
just
they'll
not getting
just
renewed.
outright cancel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
basically dead.
Disney XD.
Yeah,
it's
Disney
just a
XD, the
graveyard
place
for-
where
for-
shows go to die.
Yeah.
I need to catch up. I'm a little past the Darkwing Duck episode. So like I'm at episode 14, 15, something like that. Halfway.
Okay.
I need to finish that show. That show is great. And like
Nice.
it's so good that you just can't have it on the side. you have to pay attention to it, which is why I'm not
Oh,
burning
yeah.
through it as fast. Another show that is also taking up my time is still Narcos. I'm in the third season.
Ooh.
And
How is
Oh
it?
boy.
like I'm still enjoying it, but it is very different compared to the first two seasons. Like it feels like a completely different show.
Oh yeah.
Parang the direction is like yun nga, it's almost night and day between the previous show. And
very
it's still like, based on real like historical people that, throughout the drug war and all that. But they don't splice in as much real footage, at least not early on compared to the previous show. So parang it feels very like more TV drama.
Yeah.
And
it
then
feels
you
more
get
like a drama.
it super does. And then you get bits of Pedro Pascal like narrating and splicing footage of like the real world equivalents of some of these people and the
Yeah, yeah.
footage. Diba? Pero like yung character interactions in season 3 is like, this is a fucking drama show. Like I don't even know if these are people anymore.
Yeah, it feels like simply a procedural drama, but
Yeah.
like better than a procedural drama in a sense.
It's like things
Yeah,
are a bit
it's
too
true.
convenient for tension's sake sometimes.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
like,
I mean,
parang, oh, there's still 5 episodes. Of course they're not gonna catch him here. It's a bit annoying that way.
The show still has moments. Like there's still moments in the show that I kind of like, but overall, I know you haven't finished it. But
I'm
I
almost
think
done. I'm
this
like
is
on
one of the-
episode 8.
I think this is the weakest of the Narcos seasons.
Yeah, it could be
it's
because
more-
like they caught the villain, like the primary villain of this particular version of the show, right? So
Yeah, doesn't that
Right.
feel weird that they've caught the villain and
yeah,
it's still
it kept going. I'm like, wait, there's more.
Yeah.
there can't be
Like,
more,
it-
right?
And like, sure,
Like,
there's
when
loose
decide-
ends,
when-
but he's not
Yeah.
the star
Like
of
when they
this.
decided that this show is gonna be like a drug lord of the season thing, like a drug lord of the season kind of thing. When
Yeah, it
when the
became
main
that,
villain
which is
like
weird.
conked out. Yeah, so it's something. So I'm not sure. Like I'm now kind of looking forward to you checking out Narcos Mexico because
Oh yeah, I'm
stars
hella
like
gonna check that out afterwards.
7-Eleven, Pedro Pascal,
7-Eleven.
Diego,
Wait a
and
minute.
Diego Luna. Hey, you told me that. Yeah, it stars Diego Luna.
Diego
and,
Luna, budget
um,
Pedro Pascal.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it's budget Pedro Pascal. and Luis. Stars Luis. Extinction Luis.
Michael Pena.
Yeah.
Michael Pena.
Yeah, Michael Pena.
Nice. So we
He's
got
the-
Luis
he's the
Guzman
protagonist.
and Luis from the
Mm-hmm.
MCU in the Narcos.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, fucking, I swear, seeing Louis Guzman when he portrays an English-speaking character is like the goofiest thing. But when he starts speaking Spanish, it's so scary.
Oh yeah.
Dead serious, dude.
I don't like, he's gonna fucking kill me right now. He's gonna shoot me right now. And then he starts speaking English and like, look at this funny man.
Known Greendale alum Luis.
Yeah, without his permission.
Yeah.
Fuck. As far as games go, I guess I'm just trying to finish out the Kamen Rider game that came out on PS4.
Nice.
And
Oh,
I'm not sure if I talked about it on the show, but
I don't think you have, but I have seen like footage of you playing it while streaming.
dude, it's
Yeah.
it's fucking Dark Souls.
Is it?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Has
it's
stamina
Dark Souls in a sense na if you slouch, you can die because
Oh,
enemies
okay.
surprisingly deal like
Oh.
a bunch of damage to you, and there is no consumable healing items actually.
Oh, okay.
You only heal via quote unquote bonfires, which is like essentially checkpoints every now and then. And
Interesting.
there's a stamina system. Stamina system that drains during specific actions, not every action, but specifically for dodging heavy attacks and special moves, which you will be
Okay.
doing a lot. Also, form changing will consume stamina. And if you incorporate an action with the form change, it will consume more stamina, which
Okay.
they call rider power. It's fucking stamina, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's like, naman when it comes to these fucking Bandai tie-in games, they don't have to put in effort because it'll sell because of the
Yeah.
property. right?
They're a
toys.
captured audience.
Yeah, and it's kind of annoying how they actively are aware of that. Na parang, let's not change a fucking thing. Let's just add more characters. Like fucking, they kept using the PS2 fucking Kamen Rider fighting game engine for 3 console generations. Yeah. Fucking the Climax Heroes games on PS2 went to PSP, PS3, early bits of PS4. The fighting game, then they turned it into a Muso game with the same fucking engine. And it
Shit.
looked
wasn't
terrible.
aware.
Imagine a Muso game, but your attacks don't have any form of tracking.
Oh no, that's
It's horrible.
That's hard.
It's terrible. Like doing Kabuto's super long fucking turnaround rider kick and then watching it just fucking completely whiff because the enemy is just a smidge to the left.
Yes, since I don't have like super frame of reference, I'm just imagining like how a Dark Souls character controls but Muso, and it's horrible.
Yeah, and yun nga, like imagine no tracking at all on your attacks.
Oh yeah.
So you're
that's
hitting a person and you're moving forward, but since you're hitting them, they're kind of like inching to the side and you just walk past them. Ganun.
okay.
That's how some of the previous ones looked, and I'm like, I love the franchise. These games look horrible. Like the fighting game, I can give it a pass because it's a dumb fighting game that's imbalanced, right? That's not the point. But like, make it into a single player action game that looks not fun. So parang like, okay, this particular one, Memory of Heroes, is it looks a bit more ambitious than the previous ones because it's there's a heavy, unique story placed into this that also ties it. It's like the current rider is not the star. He's more of like a cameo. See,
Okay.
Kamen Rider 01. Like it's his city. He shows up in the intro, then gets incapacitated, and then they call in Kamen Rider W because he's a detective. So of course, like they call him. That makes sense in a story aspect. And fucking so it's technically his story. Then he meets other riders along the way. The other featured one is Oz, the metal boy. And it's actually kind of nice how they incorporate story bits from their respective shows. And it pretty much feels like a crossover movie, which like new villain, bullshit reason why old villains are coming back to life, and reason why these characters are meeting up, right? But it's presented in a way in a parang like, yeah, this would make sense. Oh, these characters are interacting as they should between each other. And oh, they're referencing another character, which does make sense, and it's within, you know, the realm of realism in that universe. So parang like, yeah, that's neat. Like, that's a reference to this. This is a reference to that. And parang, like say in O's, one of the protagonists ends up, you know, sacrificing themselves to save the day. But if you've continued following their story in other movies, you'll know that he eventually comes back to life in the future, undisclosed when. But it'll eventually happen, and like that causes the character to get his powers back. And parang like, oh, they show him powerless, but because of the current events happening, he gets the form, like the items that causes him to transform again. No, be it temporary or not, like it gives him a reason to be in this in a way that's just not like out of their ass, right?
Okay, yeah,
So
that's
I
good.
appreciate it in that aspect. Na parang like, oh, this one has some love and care put into it, at least in the story aspect. And
Like, so basically, the people doing this know
Yeah, they
at
know.
least the series. Yeah, right.
They know it. It's all. It's not as pulley as, you know, most everything is after the fact, which is actually really nice. And it's very cheesy. The fucking these are super powered beings, right? But they struggle like pulling someone that is almost falling off a cliff.
Oh, okay.
So parang
okay.
like, oh, why are you just let go? It's you save yourself, and like, no, dude, we're Kamen Riders. We have to help each other. And like,
Oh no.
you have in your stats, you have 100 times the strength of a human being. How hard is it to pull up this 90-pound skinny Japanese man? But like, you know, suspension of disbelief and fucking that happens in the show anyway. But yeah, silly reasons like that. And fucking, have you ever considered in old video games how the topography of levels never make any sense?
Oh yeah, totally. That
So,
happens
like-
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it
Most of
happens
them.
so much, but you know, like that moment when you realize it and it blows your mind, like, yo, this world doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, we're in a city, A few feet down the line, we're in a desert. A few feet past that, we're in a forest. Oh, it's snowing now. Like, and it's still within the same city. Like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. How do these bodies of mass exist in the same world? And
Ninja
like,
Turtles, right?
fuck it. Horizon Zero Dawn does that. You walk across the border, and it's a fucking winter mountain to spring to desert, and like just don't think about it.
Oh, okay.
Video games, am I right?
Hard future.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think the only one that does that on purpose and to good effect is Inside.
Oh,
The inside one, I think, is a
That
bit.
one-
At least the illusion is much more believable in that, right?
Oh yeah, but like
And there's
the
a
whole
controlled
Inside
environment.
is
diba?
actually going down, so it doesn't make sense that you end up outside at the very end of the story. So it's
Is
like
it-
it adds to the mystery.
Is it really outside though?
No, yeah, exactly. If you're inside,
You saw that diorama though in the building, right?
yeah, exactly.
That's true.
whole
That's
time you're
fine.
content,
You just shrank.
right?
No, like think of Near Automata then, right? Fucking, there's a forest in the shopping mall. Few blocks down the line's a fucking desert. But at least that's like fucking 11,000 years in the future, and the world is not moving anymore. Like
Yeah.
the Earth has stopped rotating in that universe, so that like you can throw away, explain, oh, the world is fucked. Don't think
Climate
about it.
changes or something. Yeah.
But this one is like characters are like, oh, this is the desert zone, and I'm like, there was a forest right behind you, like literally right behind you. Just
Maybe
turn
it's-
around.
Maybe it's tied to like the monster of the week, like affecting the topography of that area. I
Just
know.
don't think about it.
It
It's
could be.
it's a city that basically it doesn't exist anywhere in the world. Just it's vaguely in Japan.
Vaguely, yeah.
And like, it's actually a little neat na parang they don't populate the city streets because of course. And then somebody brings up like the villain is using human lives to power up his evil machine, and I'm like, oh,
shit!
they went there, and okay,
Fucking
right. People
human
die in
microwave
Kamen Rider. I
energy.
forgot.
Yep, they
So like, the people like the characters were asking, "Where's all the townspeople?" And like, we got to look for this guy to get answers, and then you find out like, oh, they're basically dead. Okay, now we have to kill the bad guy. So yeah, fucking Kamen Rider nonsense. God, I wanted to bring up another point I can't remember anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, like there's a nice consistency too. And the villains that are brought back to life aren't just like, hey, it's the same suit that we used in that previous show, right? What's happening is the actual villains are being brought to life, and they're aware that they're being brought back. And like that's not out of the realm of impossibility naman in Kamen Rider na parang it's just they don't acknowledge it enough in most of their media. Na
Okay.
parang the villains are like, oh, we're alive. It must be the power of that guy. That's why he thinks he can boss us around. So like fucking we'll pretend to help him, and then we're gonna do our own shit. So like, hey, that's some recognition that I appreciate, And that's also within the realm of the characters. So it's nice how that's preserved. And then when the heroes meet the villains, they're like, "What the fuck are you doing here? You're dead." And I'm like, "I know, right?"
So they call it out and shit.
Yeah, they
That's
super
good.
call it out, and parang, I think that's gonna play into. I think they tease that Kamen Rider Eternal is a secret boss in this,
Okay.
and like canonically he's dead. In the previous show I watched, Kamen Rider Zeo, he gets brought back, and he's also aware that he was killed.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm excited to see that play into this one as well. Na parang like, I've been
For
brought
this
back again.
continuity.
Yeah, so that I appreciate. These people have like the knowledge to put this detail in, and that's
Yeah,
pretty
they
neat.
have- like they're respecting the continuity. At
Yeah.
the very
So that's like extra benefit for the fans who have been following all of these. Diba?
Yeah,
Like these
yeah.
cute little interactions, like, hey, that character that I didn't expect to be here. Granted, like none of these characters sound like the original actors that portrayed them, except for the new guy because he's under contract still. So the rest are kind of sound alikes that don't really sound alike the original voice, but sure. It's also funny how when they show the human models, their eyes are blacked out because I guess they don't have the rights to the face.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
It's fucking bizarre,
that's weird,
man.
but I guess that's a good compromise.
It's just funny na parang the character models aren't great too. They're pretty much PS2 bodies still.
Oh no.
Yung tipong this is way too skinny to be a man in a suit, right?
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
for sure.
It's fine. Don't think about
Wouldn't
it.
it be better if they just went with the anime look route? Like they've done that before, right? Where
No, that's
they,
always been the
like,
thing, naman eh.
writers-
Like, it's the same. It's essentially the same body. To be fair, it's a bit more high fidelity this time around, but how they make it is very similar to how the previous games are, like rendered still. You can see how the limbs are cut in a way that they're meant to show that they don't clip into each other. But when like a guy stretches his arm up, you can see the cut, and like yeah, there's a missing chunk in that
PS2.
shoulder.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? Like, they didn't think about this angle of animation. Like, just it's fine. Most people won't notice this. All right. It's also funny how the supervillain here is voiced by Dio
Oh, is
from
he?
JoJo.
Oh, God.
So I'm just losing my mind. Like, oh, here's Dio. He's evil and he's on a chair. He's boom tubing around like Darkseid. And I'm like, he's too big to be in a man in a suit, but that's fine. They can get away with it in here because it's a video game. It's fucking like, as far as modern games go, it's still shallow as hell. But I am enjoying the combat more than I expected to.
Okay.
And I think that's because of like you can unga bunga your way by mashing the same boring combo over and over again, right? And that's how I've seen most people play it. But because you have the option to basically form change out of almost every action,
Yeah.
I feel like that's where like the complexity of the combat can go. And it's hella not required, but the comparison I make to Dark Souls is very much crowd control of the game, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can take on a 1v1 fight against an enemy, but the moment there are two of them, it's a whole nother ball game, right?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
difficulty
Having
ramps
that rat
immediately.
is just like,
Yeah.
the worst.
So parang here, like, a lot of the enemies aren't very smart, but, if you don't crowd control properly, you're going to get hit once or twice. It's not going to feel great. Like, a big attack might do a lot of damage, so you got to watch out. And there are tells naman. So, but stamina management is kind of key in this game, and I appreciate that. So like, there's a complexity that you can add. You don't have to, but it's there, and it's like, I am getting moments where I'm like, this is boring. This is a dumb PS2 game. But then when I'm in the fight, like, yeah, I can air juggle this man. Let's go. Let's style on this. Let's style on this dinosaur, because why not? I'm fighting a dinosaur.
Yeah, let's style on this one specific fight, but you don't have to do it all the time, and that's good.
Actually, there's an incentive to do that because there's fucking S ranks in this.
Oh, okay. So
Combat scenarios have
Devil May Cry.
rankings, and upgrade points are not the scarce, but they don't give you a lot. And while the upgrades aren't
Unless
very
you sign them out.
significant, they're not as easy to come by as you'd expect from like a quote-unquote children's game.
yeah.
And there are like significant differences. Like, you can learn a new move or grant a charge to a special move. Like, kunyari si Kamen Rider W can snap a tornado, but if you level it up, he can charge it to make it a bigger tornado. And if you charge it again, it will start moving forward, and pulling enemies towards
some
it. And then you can
additional
fucking
effects.
jump and do aerial raves into a rider kick and all that nonsense. And then there's armor
Does the
breaking
game's
too.
Tutorial, does the game's tutorial kind of encourage you to do that, like style switching?
Actually,
Or
I
is it
think
something you just figure
it
out?
does the Metroid thing where you start off with all your forms, but
And
then
then you
some
lose-
stupid thing, causes you to lose all of them,
Oh.
right?
Okay.
So like, here's the video game part. And then it's kind of
guess
funny
that's
when
the
the
thing,
new
like-
guy shows up and he just has all of his powers, and I'm like, yeah, they need to sell this guy. That's why he's all maxed out. Again, let's just go. So yeah, I'm just trying to trudge my way through that. I kind of want to stream every moment of it then, and like just make it a let's play.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's funny how Bandai's trend of premium sound edition, and it's just
is there?
yeah.
it's just the fucking songs from the show.
What is
It's just
premium
DLC.
sound edition?
So like when you
DLC
form
package.
change, it just plays the theme song of that form. by
what?
default.
Okay.
And when you go back to your base form, here comes the opening theme song of this show. And granted, like, you can turn that off, and there's a full-on game soundtrack,
Yeah.
which very much sounds like a video game soundtrack, and it does have unique songs for it, which actually is like probably one of my favorite, because the new opening theme sounds like a song that would come out of Kamen Rider W.
Like,
Yung
how much
trumpet detective fucking intro.
Okay, how much does that like premium sound package go for though? I'm interested.
Dude, fucking, if you're going off like how much they charge for the Gundam ones, I wouldn't like knock them off. There's a lot of songs in this one. And it's kind of funny how you can set a playlist per form.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, each individual form has like a default soundtrack, but you can customize like a 10-song playlist per each individual form. And you can make it so that it plays in sequence, or you can have it set to shuffle. And you can even put in songs from other shows if you don't like this particular form's theme. It's just like,
Cool.
this is dumb. This is for someone. I kind of dig it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That sounds great.
Yeah, and you can just straight up turn it off. You can set it to default. You can set it to your playlist version and just go nuts with it. And yeah, it's pretty funny in that way. So yeah, Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. I wouldn't recommend it to a person who's not a fan, but if you are, it's probably one of the better ones out there right now.
Okay. Sick.
Yeah, the story is cute. It does some there's fucking Star Fox shmup segments in this that
Oh, what?
it's
Okay.
it's not bad, but I'm just like, look at this video game.
Is Forza in it?
Sadly, he's not. He's not one of the featured ones. It's O's, W, and with the cameo by 01.
Oh, he's
So
my
that's the
favorite. though.
Hey, they got some good ones though. W and O's are probably one of my favorites.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. That's my week. And Raffy, are you back?
Oh yeah,
Rat-
dude.
Yeah, back from the
Back
void.
again. Dude, you wouldn't believe it.
What happened? What happened to you?
There was just some pirates. There was just some pirates that
You bust
busted
that
in
virus.
the doorway. Yeah, they were like, they just kept yelling, "The pearl, Raff! Where is the pearl?"
The Pearl Raff.
I had to fight them off with my thighs because they wanted me to. Some monkey had a sword. And he tried to stab me, but I blocked it with my thigh.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, I guess I can do that now. And
that
they
sounds
tried
like
to
a
get
sick
me
comic
to.
book.
They tried to get me to walk the plank out of my window, but without a mask on.
Oh
So
no!
like, no, I can't. The COVID is there. Please, I don't know about the pearl. And then then the second day, when they heard the words "I don't know about the pearl," they just vanished.
They just left and they
Yeah.
let you
And
turn
then-
on your
We got the wrong house, boys.
No, they were like, "Oh, is your PC broken? Oh, Chuck here can do it." Okay. And they fixed my PC, and then they left. It's great.
They're like the
Great.
DEA agents in Narcos. Like, we got the wrong house again. Fuck.
Let's get out of here, boys.
All right, Raffy, since you're back, how's your week been
Hey.
going, my man?
Oh shoot! I had notes, and now the pirates took them away.
Oh, no.
Really?
Let me just grab it back. Let me just grab it right back. Forgot. Hey, Johnny McPirate Pants. I'm gonna need that one. No, that one. Right. Thanks. Okay, great. Into the Google Drive you go. Yes. What? I have this whole past 1-2 weeks. Don't really have much. At all. It's more like just a bunch of the games that I've been playing are only games that I play on stream, or games to kind of like activate my mind before the workday.
Okay.
So the games that I've been playing are games that I play on stream, which is just Valhalla, Genshin Impact, Jackbox, or games that I play at the start of my day to activate my mind. And I've gotten into this groove of like playing either MTGA or chess.com at the start of my day to like kind of
Dude, chess.com. We
Get it
got
thinking.
fucking hard.
Oh my god, dude. What has happened?
Dude, I've been doing chess.com too. Like
Yeah?
just sleep. Yeah. I'll
yeah,
play
yeah.
like 2 10-minute games before I go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm like I'm always I don't know. I'm just always on it now. Fuck. We
Oh,
got
he's about
suckered
to
into chess. I don't, and I don't like what I become when I'm chessing.
Oh
Chessing.
god.
As a
Go
word.
Gotti chess.
I've become super serious, snarky at times. But anyway, yeah, chess.com is a very good website.
It's so good. I can't believe they got chess.com. It's such a normal
It's the only
sounding
one.
That's probably the first thing they got, no?
Oh yeah. Or
Probably
they
the
probably
first thing
bought
they
it off
tried.
someone who got it.
Probably.
So at the it's very base level. You can play on it, play chess with it. Yeah, it matches you up with with people around the globe with your actual skill level, which is nice. You do get ranking points, and I think these are the actual points that rate the grandmaster people.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they are
They're
on the
legit.
same scale.
Mhm.
So right now, I am about 5 times dumber than Hikaru Nakamura. So,
Nice.
so, um, no, but yeah, it's just great. It's great pick up and play competitive rank ladder fixation, right? Like
Mhm.
this is the same feeling that you get when you're climbing arena or you're climbing Valorant or shit like that.
But
but-
it's chess.
But it's chess and at a very 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 fast, like accessible way, because you can have the chess app in your phone,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
which
do.
which I love.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
do.
haven't actually tried it yet on my phone. Maybe I should download it.
You can matchmake just before you're sleeping.
It's
And-
I think it has cross play and cross save functionalities.
But
what
what
it's-
about the mouse players?
It's tied to your account
They have
number,
the
right?
advantage.
Mouse
players have
aim.
the advantage.
What about the bad players? Oh, I wish chess.com has a
Wi-Fi
PS4 app.
using.
I would love that.
Dude, how's the netcode?
Oh, is it rollback?
Is that rollback?
Is it rollback?
It has to be.
Not type.
God. Does it even matter?
That doesn't matter. The hitboxes
You make
are
a
all the
move and
same.
then it just goes back to 2 moves behind
Yeah.
because your opponent's
God.
lagging.
The hitboxes are all the same. Doesn't matter.
I don't know, man. That rook, they gotta nerf that boy.
Dude, no, for real, actual thoughts. Rooks are way better. Bishops suck. Bishops suck. Like
Hot
for
takes.
example, if you get
Saying this after I beat him once.
yeah. We were playing chess and yeah. Like I lost all my rooks. And all that's left were bishops, and it was the hardest thing. Like it's just kind of like the hardest thing to get a checkmate with just bishops, because they
Yeah.
control a very limited space. And
Yep.
like I'd like to imagine like that my enemy or Emile is usually just going, okay, but it's just the black bishop now.
But
You
Raffy,
can only just don't step on the black. Just everyone be on the white.
Oh, yeah, that was my mentality the whole time.
but Raffy,
Never step on the white tiles. That's all he has.
But Raffy, aren't
Uh-huh.
aren't bishops just rooks but diagonal?
That's the best interpretation
No.
I've ever heard.
It's
No. No,
They have a different board which is diagonal, but it's
no, they're
just rooks.
a rook isn't limited to color though. That's why.
Oh, that
It's
is
different.
that is
It's
true.
different.
That's
It's
true.
different. And
Okay, got it.
I'd surely take a rook all day. Like be left with 2 rooks and lose 2 bishops, then lose 2 bishops.
Oh, boy.
Then lose
Lose
2
two
rooks.
rooks. Yeah.
And I think I'm finding holes in my game too. Of like, I always can't see where that fucking horse wants to go. Like, I got my
Dude.
queen nabbed so many times by the horse. Like I'm like, it's just a blind spot for me. Like I can't. Oh right, L's right.
Oh,
This
Raffy
is going
can't
to
see
be
the horse.
like it's going to be a
Raffy
tier
can't see
discussion.
Ls.
Huh? What's the best piece in chess?
I can see L's
Oh.
rooks for me.
I
I'd
think
rather
rats
have
are
all
not
my
knights
rooks.
for me.
blind, but L blind.
Oh god.
Actually, knights are awesome too.
Knights are the
for me.
strongest.
I think
I think.
knights
Knights are
are
awesome.
high tier. Like they're
Oh,
yeah.
Knights are so
High
strong,
tier
dude.
near
Busted, man.
queen. Yeah.
They're they're kind of like the character, the mix-up character. Like you don't know
Oh,
where
yeah.
they're going. Yeah,
They
yeah,
always
it's really
cross
hard
up.
Yeah, yeah. And pawns are good too. Dude, I saw, you know how in chess.com you can have like an analysis, like the game, the software that they put into the games are very complex. Like it can analyze your moves, it can analyze what openings you just used and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know the thing for chess.com is it goes 18 moves deep, the overall analysis.
Oh,
But that's
wow.
for so I don't even know how
Right.
deep the paid one goes.
No, I think how the paid and the premium goes is you can just analyze one match, but you get the full experience for free. If
Okay,
you
okay, I
if you go premium, it's unlimited analysis. Yeah. So there. And then so I tried. There's also I ran into this just really, I don't know. It's just a very deep quote, but also very kind of funny to me. Since
Okay.
I had the software analyzed the opening that I used, right? So it turns out it's fuck, I forgot what the opening was. I forgot the title of the opening. So I just click it. When I click the opening, it sends you to a page on chess.com about openings and describes it and the maker of it and then the history of it. And
Okay.
then the thing I got was like, oh, something something believes that pawns are the souls of chess.
Wait a minute.
So great. Yeah, there's also I showed Emile this. I don't think this will translate at all to an audio podcast, but I also got a game where I got my ass handed to me like immediately. They did a king's pawn opening, but put the king out and kind of decimated all the left side of my board. And then just out of nowhere, like I lost the whole game. And then just out of nowhere, I pull off a checkmate out of nowhere.
No,
with,
yeah.
with a knight and a bishop, and like I win. And then when I hit the analyze, it also shows you how the match went. Like whose favor was it the whole time? And it was since the queen attack. It was his favor, and then a big spike to me, and then win game. At the very end.
How did it happen? What move was crucial?
It's an insane thing where he goes king's pawn. He was white. He opens with e4. I think that's the correct notation. Oh god.
Fucking moves now. Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
he opens with that. He puts out his whole he brings out his queen to the rightmost side. I think that's I responded by matching his pawn, diba? So he puts out his queen. His queen, I tried challenging his queen with a pawn, I think. But then he takes my pawn, and then he takes the rook, because the rook was open and no defense, and then he gets my knight, and then it was just a crazy sequence that I totally wasn't prepared for, and I played into it and I got destroyed. But then at the very end, like in 2 moves, I pulled off a fucking and it wasn't even just a random checkmate, and I didn't even know I was doing it. I was just like,
wow.
I guess I'll just put this here. Wait, what? I just wanted to go for a check just to get him scared.
With some
Just
mate
to
instead.
parang pumalag. But then it was a mate. Oh, the bishop's there. Oh, sick. I win. Thank you, sir. You tried, but you didn't. Okay.
But yeah, I really think
I'm great.
that like it's been out for a while, chess.com and shit like that. Everyone's like, there's a big community behind it, but you can't like ignore the amount of hype that chess has now because of the Queen's Gambit, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep,
That's
yep.
a Netflix effect.
I actually wrote an article for GG Network for like analyzing how one of the oldest games in the world is new again, because all this resurgence actually happened this year.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah,
I mean, when
absolutely.
Stranger Things happened, a lot of people started playing D&D again.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or I mean, they've always for real. I did not actually know that.
I may be wrong, but I don't know. It's most likely
No, but
that's happening.
No fact
Because
checking here.
No, that's,
Check
I'd say
sources.
so. I'd say.
that's the
I say
Netflix
so.
effect. That's generally
Mm.
the Netflix effect when a show comes out that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of has that kind of interest,
Right.
and then makes you do that.
Mhm.
Like, in general.
For chess, it was actually a perfect storm of
Oh, yeah.
things happening. Like there was the pandemic, which put us all in our houses, and then also before that, illustrious chess prodigy Hikaru Nakamura took to Twitch in
Yeah.
2018 and started streaming his games, and then got the sport popular
Again,
in Twitch again in Twitch, and he mounted like stuff like PogChamps, which is a chess tournament, an amateur chess tournament where people like Moist Critical and former Overwatch player XQC
yeah. Oh, that's such a good one. Holy
is
shit.
yeah, that one
Fucking
that one's
scholars
great.
made out of nowhere.
Yes, yeah. And then gave rise to a whole bunch of chess content creators. And then, when the pandemic happened, all this stuff was already happening on Twitch. So it just boosted all the people looking for chess and playing chess and streaming and watching chess on Twitch. So like, I actually did the research and the stats. At the time, like right now, chess is sitting at 1 million followers on Twitch.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
Good for
that's
them.
insane. Yeah, and then then later on at the end of the year, Queen's Gambit happened, and
Yeah.
that just kind of kicked everything off from the late boom in the summer of from Feb to June. It's the growth has kind of plateaued or kind of like simmered down. Hindi man stagnate. It's still quite high, but the rate of growth isn't as astronomical as before. And then Queen's Gambit happened and full on explosion.
It was like a
Like-
snowball effect, like that's perfectly timed.
Yeah. The chess.com said that new users have ballooned to at least 400%.
Jesus Christ.
Surprised.
They had to take down
Wow.
the site at least twice just to accommodate all the things. And there's also a famous maker of chessboards that that have data that said their sales for chessboards went up 1,047%.
Holy shit.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
insane.
Wow.
Wow.
It's great. I think on eBay, chess ballooned to at least 40% more. Chess sets, yeah. That's great. Just the power of chess in Queen's Gambit,
The
a show that
power
I have
of
not yet
chess.
finished.
Not only that, like before Queen's Gambit, like making chess accessible and mainstream thanks to Twitch.
Mm.
That's a really good move from them. I mean, for
Who
them
would have
and for the sport,
known?
right? Like
Who would have
having
known?
having it on Twitch does have an effect to everyone.
Yeah.
So
Who would have, of all the curveballs that 2020 threw on us, who would have known Twitch would chess would come back?
Yeah, dude. I was expecting snakes and ladders, but
Dude, my money was on tic tac toe.
I was hoping there would be Monopoly championships. I'll be fucking that's fucking wild.
I'll tell you, I'll give you a hot spicy take that may be unpopular. I don't like Monopoly.
Yeah, me too. I don't like it.
It's
I don't
boring.
like Monopoly either. Fuck.
I like it. I like Monopoly Deal, but not the
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
the card game is great.
Deal is better.
Deal is so
I've never
good.
played it.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
really
it's like dirt cheap. It's
kinda
not
like
200
Uno.
pesos lang ata.
Yeah,
It's kind of like Uno, isn't it? Right?
yeah,
Kind of
Yeah.
similar to
and
that.
and
Yeah.
It's
and
Uno with
my,
math.
Mm.
Me and my siblings or another circle of friends actually modded the game to include politics and deals because I think Monopoly Deal doesn't really make you do deals on the side. Like for
Incredible.
example, like
Monopoly
gusto
deal.
mo tong
It's not allowed.
property na to, I'll do this or something like that. I think they didn't do that officially. On
Yeah,
the game, but
you're
we
meant to
did
like screw
anyway,
other people
so,
over, but you can. Yeah, there's a window where you can do that. I actually like it
Yeah,
that way too.
so we did it that way, and it became really more interesting.
We used to play it, I think, with the mentality of magic cards. We'd be like counterspell with some of the cards. I forgot how to play it though, but I remember we had a lot of fun with it.
Right.
Yeah, chess.com and Magic the Gathering Arena are my go-tos in the morning. I'm back climbing the thingy-majig. I'm happy. I got into silver again, almost working on the gold. It's fun. I
Nice.
totally net decked. I was like,
What are you
nah,
using?
I'm not. It's the Golgari, as usual. Golgari Adventure. I do
Oh,
already
okay.
have
Oh,
the. I already have the parts for it, like Murderous
Historic?
Rider. No, standard.
Oh, standard?
Yeah,
Huh.
Eldraine is still there, dude.
Eldraine is still there.
I've heard of like Timur and Gruel Adventure, but Golgari Adventure I haven't seen.
Golgari Adventure has like been there for a while. What I'm hearing mostly now is mono green food is apparently taking a
Ooh,
lot.
that's spicy.
It sounds gross. I hate it.
Yeah.
That like for anyone that isn't caught up, that does not sound like a deck type.
Yeah.
Dude, but there's
Mono
there's a
green
lot of power in
Like a
fucking
salad. Like a
mono
salad.
green food.
I've fought like a guy that was impossible. Like I just remembered it because I looked at my notes. I fought a skewed mutate guy.
Dude, those mutate decks are scary.
But his idea was whenever a creature would mutate, put 2 cards. I think it was a mutate mill deck.
Does he mill you or does he mill
no.
himself?
No, sorry. What happened was he milled his own deck.
Yeah.
He had a mutate creature that was like whenever this creature mutates, draw a card, and then he worked himself into an infinite. And
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, oh, it's mutating again. Oh, he's drawing, mutating, drawing, mutating, drawing. Repeat. And I'm like, fuck. That's it. I lost this game. So I'm like, I'll just wait it out. I don't want to concede just yet. I'll just wait it out. And then wait a second, this combo isn't stopping.
Dude.
He's just drawing his deck, and eventually, when the infinite comes, he'll have to draw nothing and he'll die. All right, I'm gonna just watch this happen. And he did it. I'm happy.
Oh, he milled himself
Wouldn't
out?
he
Fucking
have-
He
idiot.
milled himself out.
Is that a Simic, like a Simic deck? Like if it
I think so,
there,
yeah.
there should be like a Thassa's Oracle in hand to actually make you win that game. Because without Thassa's Oracle, you can't win by milling yourself out or something. Because it
I
has a
see.
condition.
Okay, my subcondition.
Maybe he didn't cast it before, and it just
Yeah.
it wasn't on the field. It
He
just
probably
kept
yarded
happening.
it or something.
He just drew his deck one at a time, and the
Amazing.
increase and the creature was getting big too. Like it was sitting on a 12 something, and then an 18, and then is getting big. Like the creature was just mutating, but it couldn't attack. It had to draw
unintentional
first. It probably
infinite?
was unintentional.
Yeah, he probably fucked up a like a sequence, I guess.
Yeah.
I actually
Thank
fought
God
because
I
I've
didn't
also jumped into arena a bit. Like I did.
Yeah?
I participated in the FNM, where you just have to win twice to get like the rewards. So I fought a really interesting Sultai mutate, which was kind of gross. It had this 2-drop creature. Now it gets +1/+1 for each creature in his graveyard. So parang, oh, it's a lonely little tutu. Tapos next turn 5/5 agad, and like fucking bullshit. I was like playing around it, like, oh, I'll just fucking empty his graveyard, or parang he'd force himself to reanimate everything, making the other one weaker, and I can like block the rest and stuff like that. It just wouldn't stop though. Like he kept getting value every turn, and I board wiped him
Yeah.
3 times.
Oh Jesus.
All of them came back, and like there's no stopping this. I'm out of answers. It's really interesting. Like his kasi had a thing na mutate it. For each time you mutate it, it's X. So X is reveal the top of your library and put it onto the battlefield. So he mutated that thing like 3 times. He reanimated it 4 times, and then stacked them on top of each other. So like, oh god, exile top 4 cards and put them to the field, and like there it is, a full board again.
Yep.
There's no way. There's some really interesting stuff, and especially if you play historic, some people are going nuts with like the brews in historic because of the extra card pool, because it has like essentially a unique modern set added to it.
Yeah.
With some powerful stuff like fucking Mind Stone, Thoughtseize,
Eee.
some really gross stuff. Right.
I don't want to go in there.
It's fun
Seems
though,
like
and
I'll
like
just get beat up.
it's way more satisfying than when you beat it. Like I beat a deck that had a turn 1 Thoughtseize on me, and like I destroyed him.
Oh, sweet.
Nobody main boards negate except me.
No, yeah, that's got its use.
Yeah, dude, the fucking 1v1 mentality is also very interesting. Like you expect either hard aggro or hard control, so you have to decide which one to go to. Then they don't expect the spice. But yeah, I got
Right.
my ass kicked a lot. It was fun though. It's fun seeing all the new stuff.
Fun. Like Friends, you know?
Dude, I
You
lost
can
to Grix's Super Friends. Fucking
Oh,
tatlong nickel bolas. And
Yeah,
then the War of the Spark Ashiok and Narset that just prevents you from tutoring and drawing cards.
yeah.
And like fuck.
Gross.
And then Nikki B ultimates na if you don't contain the legendary, you just lose.
Nice.
Yo,
Yeah, he just activates it, then I just blow up and like what happened?
just dead.
Yeah, it's fucking interesting though.
And
Magic.
I was more alluding to like the friends list because there are friends in Magic. now.
Yeah, we need to do that. I have nobody
Yeah,
in my
we need to
friends
add each
list.
other. We bounced right
last
before
time,
that
yeah,
came down.
last time we played
Yeah.
was before that got implemented.
Before the friends list, absolutely. We should get back on
We should
it and
super
add
do
each
that.
other.
Yeah, so those are 2. We've been watching this show called $1 Million Menu on Netflix. Also,
Okay.
it's a food show. That's basically a food show and Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
So yes, the no like you know how in Shark Tank your goal is to get your idea funded. So
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
million pound menu, sorry, because it's British.
Okay.
In million
Wow,
pound menu,
stakes higher.
the goal is to get your restaurant funded. Of like you have a cool, interesting concept that you want you want off the ground. They'll give you a pop-up restaurant where you can run it the way you want, serve the food that you want, and then kind of impress the investors and stuff like that. And then at the end of the day, if they like what happened, if they like your idea and how you execute it and how 3 of your services went, they will give you the money and they'll fund your restaurant and that's it. The thing is though, in this modern age where we can just look stuff up on the internet, so far all of the people who've been funded didn't really get the restaurant
Oh.
off the ground
Oh no.
because we got
Oh,
into
no.
like this
That's
habit of
true.
like, okay, these are cool, like as you do, like you meet someone or like you see someone on a reality show and then you're like, oh, that's a cool idea, I wonder if that panned out, and then it didn't. and it hasn't and now my wife is like, maybe this show's a scam. Maybe it's all just pomp and circumstance and they never really have any plans of doing this.
Oh.
That's actually
I
the
don't
sad
know.
the sad
Made
truth
or
on
was it
most reality shows.
Mhm.
Like American Idol, diba? Parang most of the winners, like they gain a certain popularity, you don't hear from them anymore.
Oh yeah.
Diba? Or like I know, a lot of
Special
the
cases, but,
a lot of the like American, like the shows that like we remade your house, ganyan ganyan. They don't show that like, oh, they have to pay additional mortgages after that, or parang some extra fees that don't get mentioned in the show. And
Right.
like I find out that people who get like the house remakes end up like within the first few months moving out or having to
Yeah.
sell it
Oh,
or shit like that. It's
Because the upkeep was unmanageable. Yeah.
right, exactly. Yun, ganun lang talaga.
I think that's how it goes too. It's just weird because here it's not just a makeover thing. It's more like the investors really have plans to how to market these people. Like there's one investor that's like really horny for the idea of like having the next McDonald's.
Oh god.
Wow.
He wants the big
Okay.
chain, and he's always on the lookout for that. And when that guy was happy, like he kind of like found the thing to turn into a McDonald's. We researched the restaurant. Oh, another bust.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And there's so we get into that groove of like watching, research. Ah, fuck, wala.
a
And then
bust.
it's a bust, and then another one. Some people win because like some people don't get funded. Some people get funded and they say, "Oh, this is the start of a beautiful friendship, and this will be good." And they pop the champagne, and this is the idea for the restaurant, and then the plans just don't materialize.
Oh,
So
Oh.
there was also this one dude who had like a cool idea for a restaurant of like soul food, and that guy didn't get funded. But when we checked on the internet, well, he's the only one with a functioning restaurant out of everyone.
Nice.
oh,
The loser was the one that actually made
Prove them wrong, baby.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
it.
Dreams do come true.
Yeah. It's something. It's a fun thing to watch. At the very least, you can see the food and like ogle at it. You can see how these snarky British investors watch. It's not. I will admit that it's not on the same level as Great American Barbecue, the food show to end all food shows.
Only
But yeah,
food
it's
show I fucking binge watched 4 times already.
you're up to 4 now. You watched it 4 times.
I stopped it, so that's good. That's a good sign.
You kicked the barbecue habit. You could have kept going. Oh yeah, so yeah, I think that's all my weeks for today. I would like to bring back a popular segment. You know it, I know it, everyone else knows it. Called "Oh, fix it like a mouth."
I really love how
Uh,
Discord cuts him out.
Oh,
Yeah,
does it?
Yeah, for that part. The notes were too
All the
high.
time?
every
Well, at
time.
least
Get on my level,
exclusive
Discord.
in the audio.
Get on my level, Discord. This one comes from Million Pound Menu. And this one comes from that very same episode where the big actual idea was that it's a sweet waffle. Like the concept of one of the dishes was it's a sweet waffle.
But
And right?
Okay.
that exists.
Yeah.
And aren't waffles sweet?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Right?
Weird.
By default?
Put syrup on it,
And-
it'll go sweet.
So they serve the sweet waffle, and then they kind of get crowd shots, like crowd reactions for how the dish is doing and blah blah blah. So just this one guy just goes, I don't know, man. It's a sweet waffle. And that has been fix it like a mom.
That's super great.
Hate it.
Like it's like they've never seen a sweet waffle. By default, it's sweet, right? There's no
Yeah.
that's like saying a sweet pancake. They're pancake like sandwiches in hot dogs, but like its base form is sweet.
What do you call it? Dude, it's new to them, damn it.
Wow.
Yes,
Dude,
they're
imagine
British,
if
am I
you
right?
ever had a sweet waffle and then you came up with this, right? You'd
Yeah.
think it was revolutionary.
All they had was crumpets that weren't sweet.
Biscuits.
Alright.
Biscuits. and-
Biscuits. Oh, yeah.
What color name is a biscuit?
A waffle freak. You awful freak. And is that it? I think
Yeah.
that's it. That is all the trades for today and for this year. Oh,
Oh shit!
All
we
right.
gotta finish it strong for the Rex.
let's get wrecked.
All right, who wants to go first with the Rex, where we recommend things outside of the realm of what we've talked about, or maybe within? Who would like to go
that's
first?
tough.
I'll go.
Do it.
I'll go.
All right.
I since we were in a Christmas mood, and Christmas mood usually means something to watch, something warm and fuzzy to watch to get into the Christmas spirit. We watched Over the Moon on Netflix, an animated show made by Netflix and I think a Chinese
Ooh.
studio. I'm not sure. It's a very good animated film. It shoots for
The moon?
Disney's spot. Oh, it shoots for the moon.
Oh,
It could
they
be.
came
could be.
from the moon.
It shoots for the Disney moon and then it hits it and makes it somehow fresher and more new than Disney's.
More
later-
nude.
later.
Mm.
More new.
Raunch.
More new.
Raunchy.
No, it's just no for real. This is on the level of Disney and Pixar stuff. You gotta watch it. It's also a musical, and the music, unlike the other people who go for the Disney throne, the music is actually really great. It's on that level. If you're looking for a fun, heartwarming animated movie, go watch Over the Moon. It's about it's about a kid who wants to go to the moon to prove that the princess or the goddess of the moon exists to her
Nice.
dad, so that she doesn't marry the stepmom, her stepmom. This is her plan, but it's actually really cute. It's endearing. It's charming. It's all that. It's all the good fun vibes. If you want to feel good and during this holiday, go watch Over the Moon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Nice.
Nice. I can go next.
Go.
So yeah, I'm gonna recommend a new Netflix documentary series from the makers of the movies that made us, the toys that made us.
Oh, okay.
It's also in theme this season, and that's the Christmas movies that made us, or the holiday movies. That
Oh, it's
made us.
out? Sweet.
So
Really?
it's out.
Ooh.
So right now it only has 2 episodes, and that is Elf and The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Sweet.
And it's good if you like the format they did with the movies that made us and the toys that made us. You will find some interesting bits on the holiday movies that you like. Particularly in Elf, I didn't know that it was directed by Jon Favreau.
Oh, really? I didn't know that
yeah.
either.
It was really
was.
surprising that it was directed by Jon Favreau, and it's great. That movie has a lot of stuff in it. Like it nearly went it nearly got made differently because of copywriting issues. It also had it nearly had a different protagonist, and like there's a lot of awesome shots there that Jon Favreau did, and particularly during the segments where Buddy, which is played by Will Ferrell, was playing with the elves, and but all of the scenes in Elfland are all just movie magic, smart smart camera shooting, if you could say that. It's just smartly
mean?
shot. It doesn't
okay.
need any special effects. Like there
camera-
are shots where
camera
you think,
tricks.
yeah, there it is, camera trick. God damn it.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
um,
how Frodo is shot next to Gandalf, but it's a weird
Forced
like
perspective.
forced perspective.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Cool,
there
cool,
are
cool.
there's they explained one forced perspective shot where Buddy was riding like a go-kart. So the elf behind him has to look like he's hanging out for dear life or something like that. And then they showed how the shot looks like inside view, and it's pretty cool. Like it's pretty awesome. And so yeah, go and check that out. And I'm not sure if there's gonna be more episodes but so far it's just the Elf and the Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's a really fast watch or quick binge for you guys this holiday.
Sick.
So yeah, the Christmas movies that made us. I'm gonna wreck it.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
Like, I think I can go next. What do you call
Go
it?
ahead.
What do you call it? Mine is less of an actual recommendation, but because of the things that I have been doing these past few weeks, this is the thing that I have been doing, and I think I'm going to wreck fitness.
Fitness, the concept of
Let's
it.
go.
Yeah,
Are
I
there
am going to
muscles?
recommend the concept of fitness because throughout this quarantine, I don't think I've realized how much I have not been moving. Like,
Dude, I got a fat.
dude, the
Got me.
quarantine has really, really affected my health. And like, I'm like, after doing all of this fitness stuff, I've realized that I have muscles that I haven't touched in like 8 months or something like
Oh,
that.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. And since I got Ring Fit Adventure, I know I talked about it like the other week. But now that I've been keeping up with it and I've been like doing it all the time, it's something I now look forward to at the end of my day because I work out at night and I do my Ring Fit Adventure shit at night, and like it's super fun and it's still interesting. Like they're still introducing new exercises to me. They're still introducing new concepts to me. It's not just the same thing. So I'm still looking forward. Like, where is this gonna go? What are we gonna do next? It's actually a fitness adventure. It's super fun and supplemented by the fact that I've started. Like I watched How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. Like I'm on some weird fitness binge thing,
Right.
Yeah.
and that dude, like it's influenced me enough that I'm actually looking at like food supplements to actually introduce to
Oh.
my diet because I know I have not been getting like proper nutrition. So I'm actually looking up like soy shakes and shit like that and things to supplement my diet. So yeah, since it is the holiday season, and usually on New Year's people do the New Year's resolutions and shit like that. I say get ahead of the New Year's resolution and just do it now. I recommend
dude.
fitness, especially
Please.
because of the fucking quarantine. I think we all need a little bit of fitness in our lives. That's a
Nice.
weird rec. You'd expect this rec,
baby.
right?
Yeah, dude. But yeah.
Oh,
We did
yeah.
it, so.
Dude,
I just wreck it every time. Yeah. No, I mean,
Dude, I bought protein bars.
baby.
Oh my god. You
Nice.
should have gone with the protein shakes now.
I also bought like 2 sachets of a protein shake just to test it out before I buy like a big jug of it.
Okay.
Baby.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Golden.
I'm in
my
there. I'm in
recommended
there.
one is Optimum Nutrition. ON.
Optimum nutrition. Oh, that sounds optimum as fuck.
They have good protein shakes, like the gold one, the gold protein whey. So
Does it taste good? Because the ones I've tried don't taste good.
it depends on the flavor.
Oh,
I
really?
guess.
Yeah.
Go with vanilla. Vanilla's
Go with
fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
vanilla.
Vanilla
Yeah, vanilla's
is
great.
universal. Chocolate can be some. Chocolate is a bit tricky.
hit or
It
miss.
depends on
hit or
who
miss.
makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that chocolate I tried is a miss. 'Cause-
God,
Yeah.
I remember the shake, the protein shakes we'd had at my first like real hardcore gym. Fuck, they were so great. They sold them at the kind of cafeteria.
Kiosk. Oh,
It's not a kiosk.
Do you
It
have a
had like
protein shake bar, just like in the
Yeah,
anime?
yeah.
Just
It's
like in
not
the
just it's not like a protein shake bar. It was more of it was an all thing bar. They also had like healthy meals with brown rice and
Oh, that's nice.
all that stuff. It was great. It's called Planet Infinity. Back in QC. That's where I first trained with the Boom Twins. Anyway, yeah, it was super delicious. They'd make this awesome protein shake and make it for you. They'd put the whey in. They'd put banana in it. They'd put like they just
Yeah.
mix it to super great perfection. And at the end of the day, I can always look forward to that. Oof.
Oh, sick.
My
Sick.
favorite
I can taste it.
DIY
I can
protein
taste
shake
Jim.
recipes, like vanilla protein shake with bananas and some chia seeds.
Dude,
Chia seeds.
dude.
Mhm.
And
some
my
cheeky
secret- my
cheese,
secret ingredient.
some cheeky
Some
cheese.
secret ingredients, some peanut butter,
Yeah.
Peanut
Peanut butter is
That's,
good.
that's,
with that.
that's the natural sugar. That's the natural sugar you got.
Dude,
You're getting.
I've been so hype about like this fitness shit that like I actually miss going to the gym now, especially because like I miss the sauna specifically. I miss that about gym, like having the sauna to look forward to afterwards.
And having that like sauna endurance fight with the guy in there, because there's always usually a guy in there, right?
Well,
Raffy,
Right.
Raffy.
What?
Raffy, they cover that in the anime. They cover
They covered that in the show.
No.
yeah, they cover that there's always a sauna endurance challenge.
Yeah, because
Guy
like, whoa, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Because like, there's always a guy in there who'll be before or after you, and it
Yeah.
becomes like this competition of like, I bet I can last longer than this motherfucker.
Yeah, then that guy starts throwing water onto the stones, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. And he does this too, like this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that happened in the show.
Dude, the guy,
Really? What the
dude,
fuck?
Yeah.
it happened in the show, and like, dude, the guy who made the show goes to the gym and he knows gym culture.
That's
free.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's
Me,
also
Ken and Asher
telltale. It's also very telltale that the other guy is thinking that as well. Because when either you or him leaves first, it's always a very dejected defeat of like, fuck this shit. You never leave the sauna against that guy of like being happy that you
Yeah.
went into the sauna. You're like, fuck.
See you
You beat me
next
this
week.
time. I'll see you
Oh,
next
man.
week, Carl.
Oh yeah. I number one recommend fitness. Like, don't just start your 2021 with fitness, end your 2020 with fitness. Because hell,
Oh,
I feel so unhealthy because of this quarantine. Do it. Just do
Can I
it.
speed run my 2020 fitness until 2020 ends?
I mean, you
It
can,
might be dangerous.
but the number one thing to do is to keep it going.
Eh?
Oh,
But the show
Unless
ain't
it's a
over
rest
yet.
day.
done yet?
Unless
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
rest.
Show ain't
Yeah,
over
you're
yet,
right.
man.
What about Migoys? Recommend.
What you got, Raph?
Already did mine.
Oh, nice.
Right.
It's just
I did Over the Moon.
Over the moon. All right. So it's just me.
Yep.
It's just you, man.
All right. I'm gonna recommend a YouTube channel called "Shut Up and Sit Down," in
Oh,
like the immortal words of Harada.
Ah.
It's a YouTube channel and site that reviews board games. But the host is very British, so it sounds like a BBC documentary every time.
Huh.
And like
interesting.
some of the
is it
jokes
good
they write
British or
for the
annoying
reviews
British?
is really funny. Just look it up. They review like a lot of the expensive Kickstarter board games too. Like they reviewed the Batman
Zombicide?
like board game with a ton of miniatures, and fucking the stacks of all the expansions are so. Basta, like one of the expansions involves the Batcave, and it comes with a figure of the T-Rex and the Batmobile, which are
Whoa,
huge and in
that's
scale with the
pretty
people.
elaborate.
And like they give it a fair shot. Like even if the presentation is good, if the game is bad, the game is bad. Or if if the price is too much for what you get, etc., etc. It's nice. It's what's been consuming my play while I do other stuff window. The reviews are like 15 minutes long-ish to 30, depending on the game. Some interesting stuff out there. And yeah, like yun nga, the BBC voice documentary is probably the soothing part about that. Like he even jokes about it now. I'm walking outside to pretend like we're doing a BBC documentary, but when really I'm talking about board games.
Oh,
That's nice.
It's pretty funny. Like it's a site that he put up a long time ago, and the video part happened maybe like within the last 4 years, and the quality of his shots get better and better. Like a lot of cuts on different angles, much like a BBC documentary, nga. And it's very in depth and it covers a lot of stuff. There's a lot of board games out there, and boy, does it looks like a very expensive hobby to get into. If we thought Magic was expensive, just fucking board gaming in general looks very
that's
expensive.
like equivalent to buying a booster box every time. you
Yeah,
want to buy a
actually,
board
like
game.
per sets and all that. There's some really interesting stuff. Like I saw, I forget the name of the game, but instead of having like cardboard cutouts for your character sheets, it's like a neoprene mat with cutouts for the dice to like rest in, and it's super fancy.
Whoa.
And like to demonstrate that how waterproof it is, he just fucking throws a glass of water on the entire set.
Oh, that's great.
And like it goes into part of his
Okay.
review na, like, while this is all nice and all, it's completely waterproof. The cards are plastic. He fucking bends it and flicks it off screen.
Yeah.
He goes into like it's durable. Like that's part of the,
Actual
what hikes the price, and that
Dude,
goes into
dude.
his review and all that.
All I'm imagining is that this guy is part of the same universe that the professor is in, and like he's the British version, and instead of magic, it's
Yeah.
board games.
Dude, here's the thing. He
Yeah.
sounds a lot smarter than Pro.
Of course, he's British. He's British. That's like plus points.
But
Yeah.
like I don't know, man. Like they each have their own style. But like the presentation and how he like vocalizes the review, it comes off very professional and well worded. And he admits to following a script, and he admits to when he goes off script to do for a joke. Sometimes. But you
Okay.
wouldn't tell otherwise. Like that's how well and how long they've been doing this. It's like the best way I can describe it is like you're watching a BBC documentary about board games. It's real good. Yeah, shut up and sit down. Subscribe to them on YouTube. That's my rec. I'm going to wreck it.
All right.
Sick.
And that's been episode 77 of the Good Trades podcast, the last episode for 2020.
Good trades.
Oh.
The Good
If
Trades
people
podcast.
would like to find and listen to this Fortnite podcast, where would they find it?
They would find it on Spotify. Just type in Good Trades and you can find this podcast. If you're already listening to it, that's probably how you found it. But for some reason, if you're hearing this in your ear holes and you don't know how, maybe you can search for it on any podcatcher. I mean, like maybe
I thought-
iTunes, maybe like maybe your random Android podcast app. Just type Good Trades and you'll find us.
Nice.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna go. If you're hearing this in your ear holes sometimes, those might be ghosts.
Oh no.
It's nice to hear that ghosts listen to our show.
No, yeah, dude. But like, imagine maybe
There's
someone's
some-
listening to
there's
it,
some-
and there's someone else in the room, and they're like, "Oh, what's a Good Trades?"
Radyo
Oh.
ba yan?
Oh.
Hindi bobo. Podcast to.
Di ka nakikinig sa podcast, tayo na.
Di mo alam yung podcast.
Bobo ba?
Oh no.
Oh, bringing it back.
I'll tell you who's not Bobo though.
Who?
Our lovely patrons
Oh.
on Patreon,
Very smart people.
right?
If you would like to support the show, like our lovely Patronus, where would they
Right.
do that?
They would go to www.patreon.com/goodtradesbrigade, and for the price of a cup of coffee, they can support the show, keep it going, keep us going, keep the lights on,
Yeah,
keep
dude.
the show going. We've been doing more interesting things with the funds that the good old patrons have been sending out, and hopefully we can keep doing more interesting things and keep it going.
Nice.
Maybe be ambitious with these funds.
Oh,
Be ambitious,
maybe
keep it going.
Maybe get a little more ambitious.
Wash your
Next
hands.
year.
Don't be naughty. Don't be
Yeah.
cheeky.
They don't
Naughty.
get cheeky. Don't get cheeky.
Check those corners.
Dude,
How
I
many-
wish you could lean in Apex Legends. I swear to God.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get
Sounds like
spoiled
something
by
that should
that.
be there.
You get fucking spoiled
Mhm.
by lean.
Always.
But anyway, that's
What
it for the
do you
show.
think?
We'll see you next year. Listen to us next year. We're coming back stronger than
2020.
ever. 2021,
How
we're gonna
many-
run it back.
How many slogans will we have next year?
Oh, 5,
What-
dude.
yeah.
We need to get at least one per year, right? We got 2 down so far.
One
We
year
need
per
to
year.
steal another one. Because Lord knows we've stolen everything else.
It's good enough.
Hey, man.
Why pay more? It's good enough.
Why
Hey, man. We
steal
haven't
more?
stolen Keep It Going. We haven't stolen. Yeah, Keep It Going is our
Keep it going is Emile's shirt.
At least.
Yes, keep it going is from a T-shirt I used to wear.
See, we stole
It
it
is-
from
we
a
stole it
shirt.
from the shirt.
It wasn't even a person.
and Be Ambitious is from an American man who taught like agriculture in Japan.
Just like in Sakuna. But yeah, wait till we steal something next year. But outside of that, keep it going, folks.
Keep
Keep
it
it
Have a
going.
good one. Merry
going.
Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy New Year's.
Holidays.
Stay safe. Wash your hands. Check your corner soap. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I like the advice of stay safe, wash your hands, check your corners.
Check those corners.
It's good life advice, man. You never know what's coming up.
I really like that.
Is that the one we're gonna steal next?
Yep.
Check your
Yep.
corner.
Oh God! Check those.
I love it.